This is row 1, seat 1.
Well, this is nice. When did we start doing this? Nobody told me about this. I thought everything sucked now. Do you have a card?
You get COVID? It's over. COVID said, oh, I see you having a good season. It'd be a shame if I knocked over the microphone for those listening and not watching the video.
Yeah. I'm going to, okay? Jada, I love you. Can't wait to see you. All right?
Luck is for dudes.
Oh, there is no one on that Broncos team that I love more right now than Von Miller. That man is an absolute goddamn legend. He could come into my house and fuck my wife, and I would say, thank you very much, sir.
Man to man, I don't know.
The mayor of New Orleans basically came out twirling the umbrella like, fuck Drew Brees and his wife.
Who'd you rather have sex with?
We would be.
I'm an island boy.
I'm like this island boy.
I picture
That's it.
Joey now on every Sunday watching Teddy Two Gloves, like that SpongeBob meme where he's like dried out with the eyes fucking like bloodshot. Like,
What the fuck are you doing, Phil?
walk, walk.
Oh,
You cut it off
oh,
early.
there was like a little gap there. What the hell was that? Oh, okay. That threw me for a fucking loop. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us. Row 1, seat 1. Right here live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide, Joey Fats Radio. Coming at you with another just fantastically awesome show.
Yeah.
And boy, do we got a lot to get. We got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. There is well, let's see. We've got Colin Kaepernick to talk about. We talked about Cam Newton last week and his bad bitches.
I would much rather talk about Cam Newton than Colin Kaepernick.
Well, the good news is that we're going to get to shit on Colin Kaepernick a little bit tonight, which is always fun. I hope he gets signed. I really do. I'm praying for it. I hope it happens.
It's going to be post-draft, right? It has to be post-draft.
I think by draft day definitely by the time training camp starts, he will have
Are
a job.
the Seahawks the only front runners in him right now?
I haven't heard of anybody actually interested
I
in him.
heard the Seahawks. Well, they're the only team that formally met with him so far.
I haven't heard of anybody who's actually interested in him yet, but I would imagine Seattle. I mean, they don't really have anybody. They've got Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
They could get Bake.
They could get Baker, the brother Baker, the touchdown maker, to stun on these hoes. I don't know. We'll see. But we've got Kaepernick. We've got what else have we got tonight? We've got Pizzagate 2.0.
That was unbelievable.
We've got the Easter Bunny fucking shit up. We've got Kyrie Irving, the NBA playoffs. We got
Tatum.
We got Jason Tatum. We're gonna get into a lot. We're gonna be heavy on the Boston Celtics tonight. I think we'll be heavy on the NBA, or at least from the Kyrie Boston standpoint, because this is a fascinating series, absolutely fascinating.
It's just one storyline. That's all everybody cares about. I don't think do Boston fans even care if we win this series?
Yes,
It doesn't seem like
I
it that
think
much.
I think this is
so.
the one series. Like, if you're a Boston fan and you can only win, like, you're not going to win the championship, but you want to win one series, I think this is the one you want to win.
Okay, but is it more of we just don't like Kyrie that much, or is it like, oh, we just really want to beat the Nets? I feel like it's more just like we just really don't like Kyrie.
I mean, I think that like people like obviously they hate Kyrie, like Boston fans, like real Boston fans dislike Kyrie. Obviously, the stomping on the leprechaun and all the bullshit. 'cause he left and
We'll get to
everything.
that because I think he said something very mature after the game the other night. And then immediately, seconds later, to add the SpongeBob meme of 1.3 seconds later.
Yeah.
he was like,
Moments later.
immediately just recanted everything he just said. He was just like, oh no, it's whatever they do to me, I'm gonna do back to them. It's like, all right, respectable.
Well, I love this react. But we'll get into it, I guess. In
Of course.
a minute. I love this reaction when I saw it, but I mean, like, I think there's like a lot of
I didn't
Kyrie
understand
hatred.
his on-court reaction.
Yeah.
The double BJ thing?
Yeah.
What was that?
That was awesome. We got the video to show you, so stick around.
Yeah, thanks, Miguel.
We'll get into that. We've got the numbers, and we do have the numbers to back up and refute what Colin Kaepernick said. So we are not just toying you along. We're not just going to give you empty, hollow opinions. We have facts and numbers and stats to back up what we're going to say. So stay tuned. 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. Get your thoughts in on this glorious Tuesday night in April. Unfortunately, I have to apologize, mostly to Pat. We will not be able to do a live draft show this year.
Oh, dude, there's no way.
No, I
Even
can't,
me.
I can't get the night off. I just can't. I can't do it.
Is it a Thursday?
It's a Thursday night. They moved it to Thursday night, first round.
Probably not getting it off either. But
Yeah, it's just not going to work with our actual day job schedules. So
I don't get home till like 6:30 p.m. And like, imagine like rushing home and just being like, okay, all about the draft. and the first guy gets drafted that's wrong, and I'm just like, there goes the rest of the board.
Now I'm just guessing.
Well, we weren't here to basically prognosticate and tell you who we thought was going to get drafted. We were just here to react to the picks. Because
No, I did that. No, because like I was pretty good at like
you're pretty good at picking about like who's going to go where, and you read a lot of mock stuff.
Doing a mock draft, very difficult.
Yes.
Seeing the guys fall live, and I'm like, okay, that kind of probably changes this team's idea. I'm very good at that. So I kind of went off of that.
You did pretty good the year we did the draft
What
in
did I do,
2020.
like 23 out of 32 guys?
You had 23 out of you had
good.
better than 2/3 of the first round, right? And meanwhile,
but I'm doing it like, not to cut you off, sorry. Like pick 8 comes in and it's a linebacker for the Jaguars. I'm like, oh, it's Miles Jack. I was like, okay, it's Miles Jack. I'm like, all right, that probably changes what Detroit's going to do because they would have taken him. So now I'm going to go this person. So it was kind of like doing a live mock draft.
Right.
So-
But nailing
right,
everyone.
you were able
like,
to react. But the nice thing is, like, when you watch the draft on ESPN, it's so like, or NFL Network, it's just so cringy because you have these guys, right, and you get the Todd McShays and the Mel Kipers up there, and they're sitting there and they're like, I think the Indianapolis Colts are on the board and they're going to take this guy because this makes all the sense in the world, and he's a great, they're like, oh, he's a right tackle. They really need a right tackle. And they're going to take a right tackle, and it just makes all the sense. And then the pick comes in, and they're like, and it's a safety out of Notre Dame that we had. And it's like, well, I had a 3rd-round grade on this guy, but I'll tell you what, this pick makes a lot of sense. And let me tell you why. And you're like, you literally just spent 5 minutes telling us how they need offensive line depth and they need a right tackle. And then they pick a guy that you had a 3rd-round grade on, and you're sitting there just like fellatiing them saying, well, let me tell you, this makes sense. And it's just like, no, fuck that shit. I'm so over that. Like, I hate the draft. I think our draft show was way more entertaining than the actual draft itself. The only thing that would be better is if we could actually put the draft on the screen and just commentate on it.
Yeah, you can't.
Like
wait to do it.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I would
type
love to
shit.
I wish we could do that. I actually had that idea to like Mystery Science Theater 3000 games, like rewatch old like classic NFL games and Mystery Science Theater 3000 them, but you
punished
can't.
so hard, yeah.
Dude, you can't. You just get blown off the internet and it sucks. But anyway, 774-992-8702. Give us a phone call. So let's start right off with the Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics drama. Game 2 tomorrow night. What, 7 o'clock? 7:30?
7:30.
7:30.
7:30.
Somewhere
I
around there, I
will
was
be
gonna say.
tuning in.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Same. I mean, like playoff basketball, playoff hockey. I'm a different animal. Like I'll watch all that shit.
I love anything playoffs pretty much. So yes, I agree.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Especially hockey.
Playoff baseball really on my fucking nerves. So I don't know. Like, it
Really?
depends.
Playoff baseball, I feel like, is still the best.
I don't know, man.
I love playoff baseball.
I
Last
get
year-
into baseball.
Last
with
year I was
playoffs
really
hard.
annoyed. I was totally out of baseball.
I'm really
last
looking
year.
forward to the Astros winning another World Series this year and just completely shutting everybody up and making the whole "they cheated in 2017" thing just go away and just be like, bye.
It doesn't matter. All you need is public perception. They'll just remember it forever. You could go out and prove everything for the
I
rest
know,
of your life.
as you have done over and
Yes,
over again, or at
and-
least in your mind. You haven't really proven anything, but
oh,
you think you did.
I've proved to plenty of people. Might not be you. Might not be you. But I've proved it. I have a bottle cap opener.
I was
to
gonna
make
say,
the life
we
easier.
just need to. Can we just get him a bottle opener?
I
so
have
he
one
doesn't have
on
to
my keys.
So he doesn't have to smash the desk open. Like,
You hear a
Look at the
loud.
vibration on the
Yes,
screen.
you hear a loud thud through the microphones as well. Boom.
Sorry.
Meanwhile, my
sorry.
dog's probably downstairs freaking out right now, thinking somebody's banging on the door. She's like, it's so
Sorry.
ridiculous. We were watching, like, taking a nap yesterday on the couch. So it was just the wife and I had the day off, and we partied up because happy birthday, cuz 417.
Yes.
Rest in peace, my brother.
I can't believe how long it's been already.
I know. It's been a grip, dude. It's been 11 years.
Long time.
Been 11 years.
Jesus
So
Christ.
we
It does not feel like 11
we
years.
whooped it up on Sunday night for Kevin's birthday. My wife and I did, and so yesterday we needed a little bit of a nap time, and like we're watching like Seinfeld, and like Kramer like knocks on the fucking door of Jerry's apartment like he does every episode, and it's on repeat on Comedy Central. So, like, every episode, and, like, obviously somebody's always knocking on the door.
Yeah.
So every fucking 15, 20 minutes, my dog's going, "Ruh, ruh, 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 ruh," and I'm like, can you fucking stop, please? Like, I threw a ball at her. I was like, shut up.
You just need to change the channel.
No, I love Seinfeld. Dude.
Yeah, I
Seinfeld's so good.
Seinfeld's
I watched the one yesterday twice where Jerry pretends to be married so he can get a discount at the dry cleaner on his dry cleaning. And it's Courtney Cox is the girl he pretends to be married to. It's fantastic. It's a great episode. But anyhow, let's talk about this Boston Celtics, Kyrie Irving Nets series that is now taking place. So obviously Boston, in my opinion, stole game 1.
Yes.
Because, listen.
Played like shit in the fourth.
Well, look at the last 15 seconds. Actually, I tuned in with 38 seconds left. So, like, look at the last minute of the game. You know
No,
what I mean?
the first 3 quarters, I watched almost the entire game on my phone because I was traveling
I was
back
at
and
work,
forth.
so, yeah.
I was traveling back and forth between households for Easter and seeing family. So the entire game was spent destroying my phone's battery. And Celtics did great for the first 3 quarters. Very defensive. They were very, very, very methodic. They get to the fourth, and they just said, I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Right.
And they just shat their leg down. That's pretty
Shat
much-
down their leg.
Nope, shat their leg down.
Shat their leg.
Shat their
Okay,
leg down.
shat their leg down. So when I looked at the score at halftime, it was 61-61. I said, "Oh no." I said, "This isn't good. This is not what the Celtics want to be doing right now. This is not the game the Celtics want to be playing. Because if they think they're going to go toe-to-toe and just try to outscore the Nets for, 4 out of 7 games, it's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. I still think the Nets are going to win this series because when you really look at it, KD had arguably the worst game I've seen him play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
4, 5, with 5 turnovers?
He had six
turnovers.
He played like garbage.
23 points. He was awful.
Yeah.
Kyrie put the team on his back
He
in
had
the fourth
39
quarter.
Yeah, 39 points.
40, I
With
thought it was 40.
18,
40 flat?
18 of them, I believe 18. I think it was 39 and 18 in the fourth.
Right.
Yes, most of his points were in the fourth, and all of his points but 3 came against anyone other than Marcus Smart. He did not have a good time against Marcus Smart.
No. Well, defensive. Is he defensive player of the year?
He was.
He is, yeah. Marcus Smart, defensive.
But I would like to see
Congratulations,
Marcus Smart actually cover him the next game, as
Right,
opposed to
right.
only several series, which he did great.
Well, I think the same could be said if you're a Brooklyn fan, that you would actually like to see KD and Kyrie, your 2 best players on the floor,
Don't play defense.
put some effort in on a final
Never.
possession.
Never.
Like, I mean, when
Right.
when do you ever see a walk-off layup?
The
Never.
spin
never-
move to the outside. I was like, oh!
And
I was,
it almost, I mean, it wasn't almost, it almost didn't go. It was close. But, like, one bobble or one, like, misstep there, and that game's over. Brooklyn wins it.
Yes.
Right.
And Brooklyn did a decent job up until they went to close out on the 3-point line, and the 2 guys left their feet and went flying out of bounds.
Yep.
And left that wide open, and KD
Yeah.
and Kyrie were just like, yeah, nah. And what's his name there? The kid who's like a 53% free throw shooter, breaking 2 free throws with under a minute or a minute and a half to go. When he got the
The
ball,
white kid?
No, what the hell was his name? It'll come to me. But Brooklyn made some mistakes. But my biggest takeaway from this whole thing is that KD had a horrible game,
Yeah.
and it still took the Celtics till the buzzer to beat him.
Right.
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
Nets in 6.
Nets. I said Nets in 7 before the series started, so I can see it. I could definitely see it.
Yeah, it's the worst matchup for the Celtics completely. Like, they could have faced anyone else and been, like, so much better, but,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
It could
wish
go either way.
Yeah, I wish I mean, I hadn't really followed basketball too much this season. All I know is I'm hoping.
That was the
if
first
you're looking at
basketball
the
game I
complete
watched all
roster,
year.
though,
Yeah.
Was it really?
The Celtics are the better roster from 1 to 15. I mean, they're the 2 seed.
Yeah, the Celtics have a better depth at roster, 100%. But, the
But
top talent.
the Nets have the better top end talent,
The
and the
be-
better
the better
superstar,
top-
the
if you're
bigger
gonna say-
superstars, and that's what wins in the NBA.
If you're going to say the top 2 players, you would say KD, Kyrie, back to back.
If you were going to rank the top 5 players in this series,
I would say
KD,
Brooklyn,
Kyrie,
Brooklyn, Boston. Brooklyn.
Drummond, maybe.
So
I don't
before
know.
I get into anything, Sean, do
Dragic.
you think Boston's going to win the series?
I have no idea. I'm not like that, like over the top about like this Celtics team. Like the Celtics team, I think overperformed a lot of the times this year, and then we got a bad matchup against Brooklyn, who's probably the worst team you could face in all of the players, especially in the opening round. So I don't know, like they're good and they're performing well, and everything's kind of coming together for them at the end of the year as opposed to the beginning of the season when they played like dog shit.
Terrible.
So I don't know. I think it could be 50-50 to be completely honest with you. Like I wasn't here last week to do picks, but if I had to pick, I'll say Celtics in 7 because I want the Celtics to win. But honestly, it could go either way.
Yeah, I'd probably agree, man. One thing I'd like to top off about the game, I don't like that they let Jaylen Brown get that easy bucket late in the game to cut it to 1.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I thought that was so that kind of ties in with what I was just saying about Kyrie and KD kind of taking that last possession off defensively with like just minimal to no effort.
The last 7 minutes, they both looked,
but
they just didn't play at
the
all.
possession before I think was even more damning because when you cut that to 1, now you got to go down and score, and if you don't, it's like okay, fuck, like. Yeah, I didn't like that quick bucket. I thought that was I agree, Durant. That was a bad decision on the Nets
I
part.
think part of it is, having the right guys on the floor as well, because I'm going to put a little bit of blame on Steve Nash there. We didn't see a lot of Andre Drummond. I was kind of surprised at that. He's a pretty good rim protector, and I just find, history keeps repeating itself where late in games, teams aren't opting to put a rim protector in there, and guys are just getting these easy buckets. I can go back to this is going back a little bit to the Heat days when LeBron was playing a pretty tough series versus the Pacers and Paul George. It was I want to say the final possession. They took Roy Hibbert out of the game, who was their best rim protector. And how did the game end? LeBron blown by, finishing at the rim, and I think it's just, going back to, like I stated, having the right guys on the floor. I think that's a big part of the deal.
Yeah, and I think that's what honestly when you break it down, like that's what the 7-game series that benefits teams with good coaches and guys who can read and react and instantly understand, like read the room and know what to do. If Steve Nash is worth his weight in salt, he will make adjustments going forward, and I think he is worth his weight in salt. I really do. I know he's got great talent on that team, but listening to him in the huddle and what he was saying, like he sounded like a cheerleader at times.
Yeah,
like a glorified cheerleader, but he knows the game, and he knows better than anybody like what it takes to win. I mean, granted, he never actually finished the job, but when they were down, when they were down 1-3 to the Lakers, and it was 06-07, whatever it was there that year, and they came back and won that. That was because they played him, Stat. Those guys played what's his name there, the Brazilian kid, the burner. They played balls to the wall energy-wise. And I think he'll make the right adjustments. I don't think he is just the cheerleader on the bench wearing the suit. But yeah, that I agree. I thought there would be more Drummond there.
Oh, well, I think a Brooklyn reporter asked him after the game something to that effect of like, what were you thinking defensively in the end of the game there? Do you have any regrets? Kind of hinting like, why did you have like more size in there to protect? And I think he hinted at more of like he was worried about speed at the end of the game, like the Celtics' speed at the end of the game. So that's why he didn't have Drummond in there. So he didn't say Drummond's name directly, but I think he was worried about like the matchups.
Just getting burned.
Yeah.
To cap off the game, I give credit where credit's due. I think the Celtics had a great game plan for him. If you watched most of the game, whenever KD touched the ball, it was an instant double team.
Yep.
He couldn't breathe all game. He was throwing the ball away, getting the ball stolen.
They did do an excellent job defensively on
KD. Where credit's due. The Celtics threw a lot of different looks at him, and you give credit there. But at the same time, going the other way with it, Kevin Durant, I don't think he's going to shoot this bad the whole series.
Right, exactly.
That's what I was just saying before you came on. I don't think. Look, if you think Kevin Durant is going to play that poorly for the entire series, or even like another game, like no, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: Game 2, KD could be with it. Now is Kyrie going to be with it like he was Game 1, or is he going to be in his head?
Well, that's where we gotta see is, can Kyrie and KD get on the same page? If they can, this series will be over in 5. If they can string together 4 games of being on the same page, it's a gentleman's sweep.
Mm-hmm.
And there would be nothing sweeter, I think, for at least Boston haters like myself, for Kyrie to come back into the Garden in Game 5 and hit the dagger, like the game-winning dagger in Boston to complete the gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, but it was never about like Kyrie's talent. I'm sure we're going to get into this too, because we're all going to have our different topics of opinions, but it's never about Kyrie's talent. Kyrie's talent has always been there. It's Kyrie's mentality.
Oh, I know.
Which we just have a huge problem with.
Believe me, I know.
It's just like insanity.
But I just think it would be great for the headlines. Is it great for us?
Is it plausible? Absolutely.
It's great for us.
But when is that going to be? Like 2 weeks from now? Because these games are so far apart.
I know. Sunday to
dude.
Wednesday. I thought
Jesus.
I saw the
The
schedule.
next game's on Saturday night.
I know.
I saw the Celtics schedule, and I saw they start Sunday. I'm like, fuck, they're going to be playing on Tuesday night right in the middle of the show.
No.
And they're like, oh, it's Wednesday. I was like, oh, okay.
And the next game is Saturday, and then the following game is Wednesday again. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the playoffs for 3 weeks.
If you guys had to throw out some early predictions, who do you got meeting in the finals? I honestly think it's gonna be Bucks and Suns again, repeat, and I think the Suns are gonna pull it off this time.
I'll agree with you on the Bucks.
I like the Bucks.
Exactly what Shannon Sharp has happening, except he has the Bucks winning it again.
I'm gonna go off the kind of left field. Yeah, I'm going Nets Warriors.
Nets Warriors.
I think
that'd be the most
I want to
exciting
see.
match.
Let me see
I
the
think
matchups
that's
in the
because
West.
I think that's the best matchup for TV, like for me, entertainment wise.
Yeah.
Because I want to see KD go up against his old boys, and
there's tons of storylines. with that
yeah,
matchup.
the storylines are there's just too much. If I was going for who I was just rooting for, I want to see like Philly Denver, like in terms of just like who I would like to see in it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Philly.
I have no faith in Minnesota or Memphis. Phoenix is. I feel like Phoenix is like the hot pick.
I
Everyone
feel
thinks
like Phoenix is like a house of cards, though. Like as soon as like shit, like I feel like they're
Atlanta's
just gonna
kind of
collapse.
flopping.
Honestly-
I'm not a fan of Miami really either. I like Jimmy Butler, but I don't really think Miami.
Okay, Utah is a 5th seed. Is anyone ever fucking afraid of Utah ever
No.
since Karl Malone has left?
No one's been afraid of Utah since the 90s.
Ever.
I mean, even when they had like Boozer and fucking what's his name? I forget. Anyway, the mid 2000s.
I'm trying to
John
think.
Stockton or something?
No, it wasn't
I mean, I
Stockton.
think it's fair to say that the Suns weren't really that good before Chris Paul got there. So I mean,
No, Chris Paul is a
They
great
did
guy
whatever
getting
Chris
you to
Paul,
like
I
the
mean,
cusp. He just can't
pretty
finish.
incredible.
Durant. I'll steal Joey's pick. I'm gonna be an asshole right now. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Bucks and it's gonna be Golden State.
Oh, Rosen, was it Rosen?
DeMar Rosen?
DeMar Rosen for the Bulls.
No, he went on to become a coach.
Oh,
Deron Williams, that's who it was.
Deron
D. Will.
Williams.
Yeah.
D.
Jesus
Will.
Christ, Deron Williams.
That was him and Carlos Boozer.
what was that? 2003.
Like 06, 07, yeah.
Jesus, man.
They also had AK-47
that
on
was,
that team.
that
too.
was 16 years ago.
AK-47 was the
Hey,
sickest fucking
long
nickname in the
time,
history of
man.
sports. But
I was a baby.
So I'll touch on one topic and then let you guys get back to it. But trying to talk about wide receivers again, and how valuable are wide receivers to football teams, because it seems like of recent it seems like you can go out and get 3 good receivers and that'll be enough.
Yeah, I don't think if I can jump in really quick about the wide receiver talk. You've seen the wide receiver boom this offseason like crazy. Now everyone's demanding to get paid. So
Right.
immediately you had,
do you think we have a dilemma? Do you think we have like a dilemma on our hands with that?
Oh
wide
no, I
receiver
think
market,
you're
or-
going to see teams just go the complete opposite direction and go insane and start drafting guys and being like, we can't afford these prices, because this offseason has just been like, obviously you got Adams, Diggs asked for a new contract, you had Tyreek Hill demand his way out of town. Now you have AJ Brown in Tennessee demanding more money. You have Deebo Samuel in San Francisco demanding more money. You have who's the last guy I forgot right before he came on the show? I know the guy's asking for more money.
Ward just got a.
no,
That was a cornerback. That's
Denzel
cornerback.
Ward.
I know,
That's
but I'm just
cornerback.
saying, like all around.
Was it McLaurin? McLaurin from
Terry
Washington?
McLaurin, yeah,
Yeah,
and
Terry
Cooper
McLaurin,
Cup's up
yeah,
too.
well.
So
Cooper Kupp is going to get paid.
he's
going
to get paid, but
he's the face of that offensive team, no matter what anybody says. Like I know it's Stafford's the quarterback, but he's the guy that won the Super Bowl. You have his face and catching the balls and getting all this shit.
Look, I'm going to say it like I always say it. Wide receivers are over. Go back and look at the top 5 wide receivers of all time. Okay? Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Tim Brown. Only one of those 4 or 5 have a Super Bowl ring.
And it's not because of him.
I rest my case.
My argument would be, Joe, is that the game has changed. It's heavy on the pass today compared to.
But it's still quarterback
going
dependent.
back to those
But
players
even
you
when
mentioned,
even in 2007 when Tom Brady was lobbing it all over the field to Randy Moss and Wes Welker, still didn't win a Super Bowl. Got to one,
Fuck you.
didn't win it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's look at the best receivers. Justin Jefferson was arguably the best receiver in the league last year.
Poor guy.
The Vikings didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah,
Jamar
man.
Chase was the
Honestly,
best.
This is why I bring up the topic, because I've always been a firm believer that good defense beats good offense.
Always, especially in January, defense travels. It's always the way it works.
I'll say this as well.
You need good receivers. You definitely do. You can't just go out and win I'm not saying you can go and grab 4 guys off the shit heap and get to a Super Bowl with just any old quarterback. Not even Tom Brady could do that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves to say you Deion Branch and Terry Glenn, Troy Brown,
exactly.
and
David Givens.
and David Givens. It's like, yeah, but like Deion Branch was a Super Bowl MVP. Like he outplayed Terrell Owens one
Edelman.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Edelman was pretty fucking good. Gronk was pretty fucking good.
Right.
Like Deion Branch and
Pretty fucking good.
Troy Brown, pretty fucking good.
Thank
That's
God that dude didn't leave.
I will take Troy Brown, Deion Branch, and
Givens
and David Givens over Justin Jefferson and whatever they have in Minnesota.
Well, they have Thielen, dude.
All right, maybe Minnesota's a bad example, but even still, not really. It
But
depends on the situation. It really just comes down to the situation and the roster built around it because, great, okay, you love a wide receiver, but wide receivers touch the ball, what, if they're lucky, 5-6 times a game?
Yes, correct. So here's what I was going to say and jump in with. You have arguably the best wide receiver tandem in the AFC in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Phenomenal combo.
Yeah.
1-2 wide receiver. The quarterback is dog shit.
There's a reason.
I'm sorry.
There's a reason why
Production's
they were going hard after Deshaun Watson and even harder after Tom Brady.
I mean, if they can get Baker Mayfield, I don't think Baker's great, but I think Baker's better than Tua.
Honestly, I don't think Baker's that much of an upgrade over Tua.
Look at Tua's yards throwing last year.
I
Tua
know.
cannot get the ball to guys.
Nah, I think you'd be surprised.
He had 2,700 yards passing.
But he didn't play 16 games.
Yeah. I just think you could make a case that, if you go out, assuming your quarterback situation is, okay, I guess you could say. I mean, top 12.
You got to have the
guess you would
quarterback
say.
first.
But I feel like you could go out and get 3 good wide receivers, and it just kind of makes you overpowered.
I mean, look, if you've got an upper echelon quarterback, like for example, in Green Bay right now, like nobody knows like who the fuck who they throwing to, like Sammy Watkins. Is that
What's wrong with Sammy Watkins?
Is that their number one wide receiver in Green Bay right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not going to matter. Aaron Rodgers is still going to put up over 30 touchdowns. He's still going to be in the MVP talks. Like they're going to figure out a way to get like Aaron Rodgers is going to move the ball through the air.
Sure,
It's going to happen. Now, flip that script and you give that same group of wide receivers in Green Bay. If you put Tua up there, nope, that offense is shit. That's not happening. I mean, it's like remember when Demaryius Thomas and Eric Decker were catching balls from Tim Tebow and everybody was like, who the fuck is DT and Decker? These guys fucking suck. Then Peyton Manning comes along and it's like, oh, those guys don't suck.
Yeah, but that's Peyton Manning, Joe.
But I'm just saying to juxtapose it.
That's a one type of dude. You know
Right,
what
but what I'm saying is even if you have all right, let's say you have a Derek Carr. Is Darren Waller and Devontae Adams going to be better off with Derek Carr? Or are they going to be better off with Tua or Drew Lock? Like, well, maybe with Drew Lock he might be okay, but
we just slaughtered into his name right
I'm
now.
just saying
I
because
know,
you
I
brought
feel
it up.
bad.
It's deserved, though.
So you say, you don't need. I mean, a couple decent receivers will probably get the job. I mean, look at like Victor Cruz and Mario Manning.
You know what I think is more important? I would rather have
mediocre
5
receivers,
like tier 2 and 3 receivers.
I'll take 5 tier 3 guys.
Than one great receiver because if that one great guy goes down, you're fucked. Like then now what are you doing?
Hell
now
yeah,
you got
man.
tiers 5 and 6 guys or whatever. Like I don't know. I always think that the wide receiver position is the most overvalued, overhyped position in football because they touch the ball as the least out of anybody on the offense.
I'm kind of talking of recent. I mean, you go back to the last couple of Super Bowls, and these teams have 2 and 3 good receivers, like good
2 and 3
receivers.
great receivers.
Well, their defense,
But they've
ridiculous.
also got great defenses, and they've also got guys that they've drafted. They haven't gone out and signed. I mean, yes, the Rams traded for Odell this year, and that made a big difference for them. That worked out because
Cincy's defense wasn't all that, and I mean,
Cincy's defense got hot at the right time.
The whole team did.
They got hot because they were like 17th or 18th in points allowed last year.
Yeah.
I think Cincy's in for a rude awakening this year. I think they're going to be 3rd or 4th in the division, but
That sucks for them.
we'll talk about that in September.
It was a nice Cinderella story.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, we'll talk more about it, Durant. Thanks for the call, bud.
Yeah,
we
no
appreciate
doubt.
it.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Later, bro.
Adios.
Later, man.
774-992-8702. Back to the we got off on a little football tangent there, but back to the basketball stuff because this whole series is going to be phenomenal, and we're going to show you why this series is phenomenal because Kyrie, I mean, he is basically just taken over the role of the villain. He's assumed like the LeBron Miami role where he's just like, fuck you? No, fuck you. Fuck me? No, fuck you. And this video, I mean, this just sums it all up. Check it out.
Because of his choice not to get vaccinated, not playing part-time, now full-time. But when he's been on the court, when he's played, he is one of the most electrifying players in the game. Another outstanding
crying emoji, the crying eyes. Like, Kyrie is absolutely, he's taken this villain role and he's embracing it. Now, I don't know if he's mentally stable or strong, not stable, mentally strong enough to actually go forward with this and win a championship and, being like this the whole time.
Right.
Because it takes a special kind of guy, right? Like, you have guys that have been the villains. Like, who's the best villain in sports? The best heel that you can possibly think of in your day.
Not on your team,
right? Not on
anybody
your team.
Not on your team is a heel.
Sure, but I'm just saying, not anybody who has taken, like, LeBron would be the first one to come to mind. When LeBron, he had the what should I do? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, he went to Miami and he was just like, everybody's telling me to go fuck myself. Well, guess what? I'm gonna tell you all to go fuck yourselves too. And he embraced it and he won.
First big heel move I ever remembering was the Alex Rodriguez phony trade.
Oh yeah.
There was
he was guaranteed to be a Red Sox.
Think of a good one. That is a good one.
That was 03 or 02, 03, and he was guaranteed to be a Red Sox player. They already had discussions. He was excited. He was going to wear number 3 for the Red Sox and blah 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 blah.
Coming from Texas.
Nomar was already traded, and he had to live with all that shit. And all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, it didn't work out because something with contracts. Anyway, I'm going to the Yankees." And he was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to play with the Yankees." The Yankees, and I always wanted to play with the Yankees, and the Yankees this, Yankees that. And he immediately went to New York, and he was like, "F Boston." That was a horrible Alex Rodriguez. He speaks perfect English, but I don't know why he was very Spanish.
Boston.
He was Enrique Iglesias in my mind for some reason.
And now he's probably crying in the corner because J-Lo's banging Ben Affleck again, who's a Red Sox fan. I'm sure.
I don't know, dude.
They're married again.
Have you seen the girls that A-Rod's been into though?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, "Yeah, Madonna," and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Weird.
Bro,
No,
you went from J-Lo to
A-Rod's
Madonna?
dating some blonde Instagram model. now.
Yeah, who isn't? I mean, like, seriously, what athlete isn't dating an Instagram model at this point?
Yeah.
Vince Wilfork.
Wow, you just went fucking full Ted
Johnson.
Johnson.
That's exactly the reference I was going with.
Look at you, dick.
I meant
you
that
are an asshole.
I love Vince Wilfork, but I'm saying, you got thrown out. Ted Johnson was like, Vince Wilfork.
You just went all Ted Johnson on Vince Wilfork for no reason. That was rude. That was very rude.
You're rude.
Vince Wilfork happens to be one of my all-time favorite players.
He's one of mine too, you dick.
Well, I liked him first because he was at Miami before he was a Patriot, so fuck you.
Blah, blah, blah.
So I'll always have that on you Patriot fucks.
Yep.
Like, yeah, now Vince was mine before he was yours, you bitches. Can't wait for college football this year.
And you're actually bigger than him too, which is funny.
I am.
Yeah,
I am bigger than Vince Wilfork. I am by a couple inches in every direction.
I have the picture somewhere to prove it.
Yeah, it's up there.
Kevin Durant obviously did that whole thing. He became a supervillain 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was.
KD did
when
it.
he went to Golden State.
I was
going to
say
first one, the Golden State one, right?
Yes. Sticking with your point about baseball, I was going to say Roger Clemens. I feel like he went because when he went to the Yankees, he embraced it.
Yeah, and that was kind of a double middle finger to the Red Sox again.
Big time. And there's been other ones throughout history. I mean, who else could we you?
Manny.
Manny
no,
never
Manny was
that.
a trade.
Manny,
we traded
him.
him.
Yeah, we got rid of Manny because Manny was just losing his shit.
Yeah, and he was being a dick way before we traded him. Didn't we? Wasn't he batting 200 or something like that? And then we traded him to the Dodgers. He was 700s or some shit like that.
He was
he
pretty
was
good.
Fuck you, I don't want to play for you.
No, he was pretty decent, and then he started doing a bunch of crazy shit behind the scenes, threatening to beat up the 80-year-old.
Yeah, the 80-year-old travel in chief guy.
He was also. Did you know this story that I found out only a few years ago? He would refuse to use toilet paper to wipe his ass after he took dumps.
Oh, nice.
So he would request wet, warm face cloths. And then at the end, when he was really sick of being there, he would just stop flushing them down the toilet and clogging all the toilets. That's a true story.
Talking about just dick moves.
Petty shit.
Right? But as far
Did
as
John Henry have to pay for that?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry sucks.
I was just explaining to Paul, I have not listened to WEI since they fired Kirk and Callahan.
Yeah.
And I listened to it for about 30 seconds today in the car because I didn't have enough time on my drive from my parents' house to Faze to hook my Bluetooth up.
Short ride.
Yeah, short ride. So I put on EI just to fill the noise, fill the void. And I was like, let me see what these cucks. And I'm like listening to Lou Merloni, and I'm like, man, I really like Lou. And then I shut it off. I'm like, I put it on HJY because it's like, fuck you, I'm not listening.
You know what's funny? I gained a lot of respect for Felga this afternoon. I don't listen to Sports Hub. I don't listen to WEI.
I always
listen to
switch
nothing.
past Felger and Maz. I don't know why. I just do.
I don't like Maz at all. I think Maz is a massive cuck.
I've been told that I am I'm a what is it? A dollar store Maz. I think I've been.
Wow, that's massive disrespect.
I've been told that.
Fuck said that?
Wow,
that's what I've been told. But
you're
I
a
guess,
bald midget.
Is Maz? Well, no. Is he? I guess because he's a contrarian.
Yeah, but he's really bad.
He's like a contrarian, I guess. And I'm just like, dude, I'm like, people are like, oh, stop fucking imitating fucking Maz on your show. I'm like, bro, I've never listened to a minute of Felger and Maz.
I don't listen to the Sports Hub because of Maz because he's so bad. Every time like something will happen, he'll be like, "Oh, I want the Patriots to go out and do this. The Patriots go out and do that." He's like, "That's gay." Like he'll just make up some shit like you shouldn't say, and he'll be like, "You shouldn't do that." Anyway, so after the whole, he does like after the show ends, he goes and he reads people's like live tweets, which I give him a lot of credit for because people just like shit talk him. He's like, "Whatever." He goes, "I make a ton of money. I don't care about you people," and I really respect the hell out of that. And someone asked Joe Murray that was with him. Someone's like, "Why don't you go back on Kirk Minahan's show?" And then Felger looks at Joe and he goes, Jim Murray. And he goes, "Why don't you go back on Kirk Minahan's show?" He goes, "Because the sports station told me it was my best interest not to go back." And Felger goes, looks around for the producer. He's like, "Why?" He goes, "He's promoting the show. Who gives a shit?" He goes, "I hate when stations do this." He goes, "WEI, oh no, 20 people just ran to the station." He goes, "I don't care." He goes, "We're all adults. It's 2022." He goes, "Just get on with your lives." He goes, "We all know that other places exist."
Yeah.
But it was great that he was just like, "Why aren't you going on Kirk Minahan's show?" And he's like, "I was told not to." And he's like, "Just go."
Well, that was because back when they had show beef, you know what I mean? Like when the two morning shows were going hard and they painted each other, and it was working. And, for what it was worth, EI and Kirk and Callahan were 100 times better than the 98.5 morning show, which was that?
That's still the two same clowns, which I don't even listen to.
I don't remember who it was, but Kirk and Callahan were. I mean, you gotta remember, dude. Like Jerry was an OG when it was Dennis and Callahan. Like they were going toe to toe with Howard Stern at one point. Like they beat Howard Stern in the ratings one book. Like they were radio OGs, dude. Like those dudes knew how to generate interesting content and make people get hooked and listen. And
it was sports with real life sprinkled in.
I mean, when when it was Dennis and Callahan with Minahan, and Minahan was kind of the third guy in,
hilarious.
And then Dino quit, and because of Kirk, and then it was just Kirk and Callahan. It became like, it was a story of the day. I mean, that's where I found out. That's where I first heard about Charlie Sheen and the Tiger's blood and winning. Yeah. Like that whole thing. The first time I ever heard about fucking Rebecca Black and Friday, gotta get down was on fucking Kirk and Callahan or Dennis and Callahan with Minahan.
My morning drives, I loved doing the 30-minute commute because I listened to a ton of the show.
At that point, that year in particular, I was driving. So my wife had gotten into a car accident. She was my girlfriend at the time, but she had gotten into a car accident. She didn't have a car, so she was going to grad school at Northeastern. I was going to school at Bridgewater. I was driving up to Northeastern to drop her off at Northeastern to drive back to Bridgewater, take my classes, and then go back to Northeastern, pick her up, and drive home. I listened to a lot of fucking radio, and that was in my shitty little Sentra Beast.
Oh my god,
Entra Beast!
Yeah,
like that thing was
crazy.
Like my Sentra with like 240,000 miles on it. It barely had like I don't even know if I think I had to put like an aftermarket CD player in it because it didn't even have one.
Sweet.
And like so, I listened to a lot of radio, and those were like the golden era. And then the whole Bob Murchison, Linda Pizzuti, John Henry. Cancel culture crowd came for Kirk and Callahan, and they got them booted off the air, and it was fucked. I still listen to Jerry Callahan's podcast every single day.
It changed a lot of radio.
It's one of my favorite, and it did because it made so many things taboo. And you can't say that. And oh my God, 6 people sent us an email and said that they were very upset about what we were talking about today. Because if you call Leah Thomas a man, apparently you've got philanthropists in Boston that will just come and crush your life.
Yep.
And
that's actually a true story.
And that's a true story. Look it up if you don't believe me. I'm not Alex Jones in it, but we just don't have enough time to go into the details, nor do I really care to.
Right.
They've chronicled it plenty of times on their own. So, but anyhow, but I was
Canceled.
I was listening to who was it? Somebody had a take about Kyrie and the Nets. And I don't know if it was one of our friends or if it was somebody on the radio. I can't really recall.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically like, I mean, they were stoked on Boston's win. And their immediate reaction was how Boston radio was going to treat the win.
Oh, it was one of our friends.
And it was, okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to put it together in my head. I think I remember, it's starting to come back to me a little bit. Basically saying, like, Felger and Maz would be like, well, the Celtics won, but they're fucked.
Yep.
And I know that's, like, kind of hot taking it. Like, not really hot taking it, but it's not wrong. I mean, do you look at this, if you look at this game, like we said, in a vacuum and just say, look, Kyrie put the team on his back in the fourth quarter. The Nets really didn't play that well overall. The Celtics played about as perfect a game as they're going to probably play the entire series. And I'm not saying that they're not going to win the series. The Celtics can't win the series. I'm just saying if I had to, I think if I had to pick right now, gun to my head, even down one game, I still think the Nets got this.
See, I think it's legitimately 50-50. It all depends on KD and Kyrie's mental health, which you could never rely on that, no matter what.
Right.
And then to get back to Kyrie, not to kind of get away from like the radio topic thing there.
No. We were on Kyrie. We went off on a tangent.
That's okay.
So it's okay.
But the Kyrie thing, like, do you guys want to like address that first, like how you felt about it? Because I think after the show, I don't have this video, so I apologize. After the press conference, one of the Brooklyn reporters was really pressing him on this, and he was saying to the likes of like, you know, is the crowd really bothering you? Is that really getting in your headspace? Is that letting it affect you? And he's like, no, honestly, he goes, if they're calling me a pussy, a bitch, you know, retard, and he goes, it's not all Boston fans, but it's some Boston fans. He goes, I'm going to give it back to them the same way I'm getting it. And I was just like, perfectly okay.
Sure.
Like, I don't mind any player saying that. Like, hey, that guy called me a bitch. I called him a bitch too. It's like, okay, that makes perfect sense.
I mean, Kyrie got fined $50,000 today.
Yeah.
For running down the floor and throwing the bird up to the gallery.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, what did they classify it? Not like an obscene gesture.
Yeah,
or
it was
whatever,
obscene gesture.
or something like that.
Yeah.
So Kyrie can't sit there and flip off, you know, kind of not discreetly.
No. He was running down the court and
No, it
literally
wasn't for
just
that
threw
one.
one up.
Oh, all right. Well,
No, he
either
did it
way,
multiple
but
times,
they can all yell. 50,000 people can sit there and yell "fuck Kyrie" with live television
At a
being
Red
broad-
Sox game.
You know,
Yeah.
whatever. But he can't
When they're
flip
not even in the
somebody
stadium.
off. He gets fined $50,000. What about everybody else held accountable for dropping F-bomb and yelling "fuck Kyrie" or Kyrie suck, whatever? Like
Because they don't have the NBA logo on their jersey, Paul.
Yeah.
It's the same way it's the same way it
they
works.
pay the damn salaries.
I wish I could have got Miguel to post the video of someone earlier today at the Red Sox game. Someone had the F Kyrie chant.
Yeah.
And there's a guy there for the opposing team. I forgot who the Red Sox were playing today. He's looking around. He's like, who's Kyrie? The guy has no idea who that man is.
Who are these people so angry at?
Yeah.
Look, he got fined $50,000, and I loved the fact that he flipped him off. He was jawing back at the fans.
I thought it was great.
I loved that. I thought that was the best thing ever. Now, I will put a little ass trick on this because I did hear that Kyrie and the Nets did have private security within the crowd and that they were ejecting people that were saying stuff. So I don't know how true that is. I really don't. I'm taking that with a grain of salt. If that's true,
That's pathetic.
that is the most bitch shit I've ever heard in my entire
That's
life.
some Russell Westbrook shit.
That's
right?
some Westbrook. Dude, to put some respect on my kid's name.
I want to sue people.
That'd be some baby back bullshit, and I would probably lose all respect because I like right now. I mean, look, I like Kyrie as a player. He's great, but I also like the fact that he took a stand. He's like, I'm not getting vaccinated. Ban me. And what did I say? By the playoffs, he would be playing home games in Brooklyn. I said that on this show 2-3 months ago.
Right.
And here we are. And he's going to be playing home games in Brooklyn because, the mayor of New York is a bootlicking, jock-sniffing, caters to
I know.
like, oh, the athletes need to be
It's
able
honestly,
to do what they're going to
it's
do. We'll
hard
change
for
it
me.
for them.
Yeah, it's hard for me to hate the guy just based on that fact alone. I mean, I got to give the guy credit. He stood up for what he believed in, and he wrote it out, and he won. You know what I mean? It's something everybody in that whole situation wish they could have done, I guess. But I don't know. I like the way that he came at the fans. I think it adds for the entertainment. You know what I mean?
Of course it does.
It's so much
Did you
better
see the look
when
on
you
the guy?
see
Look
that.
at this guy's.
Like,
Look at this man's face behind him. When he's sitting here, watch this guy. The guy sitting here in
his
Ireland with a
choice
green
not to
shirt.
get vaccinated.
Look at this guy's face right here.
Playing part-time.
Hey, he flips him
now
up. He's like,
full-time.
oh, yeah, starts clapping.
I know,
and
I know.
then,
He's been on the
like,
court
and then
when he's
whatever,
played.
cupping the
yelled,
hands,
He is
yelling
one of the
back
most
at him
electric
even more.
fuck
players
you.
in the game.
Yeah. And look at him, he's laughing. He's having a grand old time. Like, this is sweet. Everybody's got, of course, you got the younger guys with their phones out taking, like, oh, look at this. We got Kyrie flipping people off.
Right.
Like,
I was right there, bro.
I was right there. Like, but that man's face was.
I think
he was enjoying the shit out of that.
I think you guys were confused. I think that old man was asking for like more cheese on his nachos that he had ordered. He was yelling at the woman, "Bring back more nacho cheese."
He's only got a hot dog. You forgot my ketchup.
You forgot the dog. I can't go those that joke. Forget it. Forget it. It came from something else. Anyway,
but no, I've still got Brooklyn winning this. I think Kyrie and the way Kyrie behaved on Sunday, it embodied it's what you wanted as a Celtics fan, as a Nets fan, as a neutral fan. He did everything you wanted him to do. He embraced the role of being the asshole and being the villain, and then he performed to a level that you can sit there and say, okay, you're doing it.
And the problem never for Boston fans, if I can speak on this topic just for a second and like as calmly as I possibly can.
You speak as long as you want. Sean.
I'm not going to take too much
time. It's your show too.
So years ago when it was still me, you, Keith, and we were talking about the Celtics and keeping Kyrie and should we keep him, I said, listen, we need to keep him. He's a psychopath. He's an insane person that thinks that a giant rock hit the earth and spun it like a cap and the dinosaurs got shot off into space.
And it's flat. Yeah.
Yep. He believes all that shit.
Flat
and he
earth.
believes the dinosaurs we did find were actually man-made. Who the fuck knows, but whatever.
It was a Jesusaurus Rex.
So all that shit we put up with it because he was a great talent. He's still a great talent. But he's schizophrenic. Like, he's a manic, depressive, schizophrenic psycho. But he can be rich and he can believe in anything he wants. Before this game, he said, hey, bygones be bygones. Like, whatever. It's only some people that are going to boo me. I'm not going to let it bother me. I just want Boston fans to remember the good moments I had there. And then he does this. And it's just like a history of being a hypocrite on his own words. Again, tell Celtics fans, I want to let bygones be bygones. It's a truce. I'm going to stomp on this fucking leprechaun.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He asked, it's like he's almost like the country of France, like when old wars. He's like, hey, see the white flag? I surrender. And then he's like, shot your colonel right in the face.
Yeah.
So it's just like, he's like a psycho. Like, he'll say all this shit, and he'll be like, after the game, he says, I'm only going to give it back to the people that give it to me. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. And then some other reporter's like, so how do you feel about this? I'm going to do what I want, when I want. And his whole mood changed in like seconds. It's like, he does this all the time, and it does affect him. I don't care what he says. It affects him. Yeah. And the biggest thing that Boston fans have a problem with is not that he left. It's the way he left. He shot his way out of town.
He's the NBA's Antonio Brown.
Yes, that is a great analogy, Paul. That is phenomenal.
Paul that kind of nails it, dude.
He's the NBA's Antonio Brown.
He tells the season ticket
holders.
holders.
Hasn't blown over yet. It's coming.
He goes to the season ticket holders Celtics event, says, unscripted, I would love to stay with the Celtics for the rest of my career if you'll have me. Celtics fans are like, all right, that's great.
Sounds good.
And then he's like, the very end, he's blowing off handicapped kids from like the Boston Children's Hospital. He's not signing basketballs for charity. He's skipping things. It's just like, dude, what is wrong with you as a human being? Like, you can leave and just be like, yeah, I'll still go see the kids that have cancer that are dying in Boston Hospital. He skips the event.
Right.
What a piece of shit.
It's a shitbag.
So it's things like that, and it's his constant like psycho nature. If he said like, guys, you know what? It's not going to work out for me. I'm going to Brooklyn. Everyone would have been like, you're a piece of shit. But then we would have been like, whatever. He made his own choice. No, I'm staying. I'm going to leave. I'm staying. I hate these kids with cancer. I'm staying. And I'm going to leave anyway and go play with KD.
Right.
It was just like, it's too over the map. It's like we don't respect, like as a blue-collar area, we don't respect guys that do that. Last guy that did that to us was Carl Everett in the Red Sox. And he was like, listen, dinosaurs are fake. It was all from Jurassic Park. And everyone need to believe in Jesus right now. And I swear to God, if one more person throws a battery at me, I'm gonna kill you. I'll never forget that interview. And he got traded to Philadelphia, the Phillies at one point, and someone threw like a D battery at him, and he threatened to go in the stands with a bat and beat the guy's brains in.
Yeah, well, a D battery is a big battery.
Well, first of all, they didn't allow security back then. They just said,
that was kind of wild.
That's
I mean,
a big fucking battery. They hit you in the fucking head.
Go ask anybody who used to visit the Raiders back in like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s about getting D batteries chucked at you.
Yeah.
Like, Santa in Philly.
Poor Santa. 774-992-8702. We're going to put a happy little bow on this Kyrie Celtics Nets conversation. Give us your thoughts and put up a poll. Does Kyrie Irving's antics and behavior make this series more interesting to you? Because I'm more interested in getting the neutral, I know for NBA fans and basketball fans, you're interested, you're intrigued no matter what, because you know the backstory, you know everything. Right. What I want to know is the people who are just casual sports fans. They could take or leave the NBA depending on what's going on, but is this an important story to you? Is this fun to you? Does this make you want to watch it? And I think it's a legit question because
I think it's fun as a fan.
I can tell you right now, the Sunday was the first basketball game I've watched all year. I don't remember the last time I went an entire season without actually watching a full basketball game start to finish.
Right. Unfortunately, I was working, so I couldn't.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah,
in my life, I don't think it's ever happened.
Really?
Didn't a friend of ours post recently that a serial heckler who had retired was coming out of retirement to go to the Celtics game this Wednesday?
I did hear that. Yes.
This guy has been ejected several times from several stadiums, and he retired because he said he needed to grow up. But he's now coming out of retirement to go heckle Kyrie.
Yeah, well, good. I mean, you know what, though? The only thing that I can sit here as a fan and look at the team and look at the playoffs and look at who they're playing and everything like that in the situation is the fans need to chill the fuck out, only because the more you fucking shit on Kyrie, the more pumped up he gets, and then he's going to go drop fucking 40 points again. And like you said, God forbid KD has a better fucking game. We're fucked. You know what I mean? I'm hoping. Well, hold on. I'm just saying, like, as a fan, like, I'm hoping the Celtics, the players, and the players specifically, are able to separate this whole Kyrie fan beef from their play. You know what I mean? I just don't. I'm just hoping that it doesn't. I don't distract him in any way. I want to see him fucking beat his ass. I can't stand Kyrie Irving. I don't know.
If Kyrie,
because you're a Boston fan.
I mean, but like
you're a scorned Boston fan. That's so for me as a Lakers fan, like look, I don't want the Nets to win. I also don't want the Celtics to win. So I'm kind of rooting against both teams here. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I kind of enjoy Kyrie.
But that's the thing. Like you said, like, most people now are going to be tuned in because the Kyrie fans bullshit. Like, as a fan, like, in itself, like, there's a bigger fucking picture here, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Focus on the game. Focus on winning. There's a championship to win. Fuck this whole Kyrie beef bullshit. You know what I mean? This is only the first round. God forbid, like, you get past and now you have real team. Well, I'm not saying that the Nets aren't a real team.
Right,
but
you're going to get Philly or Milwaukee or whomever in the next round. Like, Miami.
Give you a chance.
Run into somebody decent.
Who's hurt? Is it White or Williams?
Williams.
Who's it? Williams. Give him a fucking chance to come back. You know what I mean? Let's make it through the first round. There's a bigger picture here. As a true fan, fuck the Kyrie bullshit. Yeah, it's fun, whatever. But I just hope that the players and everybody, Tatum and all of them, they're able to separate that fan bullshit with Kyrie from what they got to do with the job. You know what I mean?
If Kyrie was a pit bull behind a chain link fence and there was a kid with a stick running up and down the fence and where the fans like taunting him, I would totally do it. Just rile that. I don't care if the dog escapes and like attacks us after, like that whole analogy. But if you can just rile the dog up so much, the dog's like just shaking, just ruin him for the rest of the playoffs. It's like even if we lose, we set like the ignition switch, like where every villain holding the grenade be like. And pull it out.
Yeah.
You set the self-destruct mechanism in motion.
You can see it though, right? We're going like crazy, just like riling him up, and he's just like, "I'm gonna do it!" And then like they win the series, and the next series is like, "I can't play. I gotta take some time off." And Celtics fans like,
I mean, that would be funny. I know it would be.
And it's totally plausible with Kyrie.
It really is. Nothing is out of the realm of possible with Kyrie Irving. 774-992-8702. Let's get into a little bit of we've got a couple of things we can get into here. Let's see. What do we have up next here? We can get into let's get into the USFL. We touched on the USFL a little bit last week and how they were going to be using they're going to be using new tech and things like that, microchips in the balls, and they're getting rid of like the
flying
the first
drones and shit.
The drones and all that kind of stuff, and they're going to be experimenting with new stuff that maybe the NFL will be implementing. One thing I don't think the NFL will be implementing though is a no pizza rule, or I don't know if maybe the USFL wants to adopt this into their CBA going forward. That like you can't get cut by refusing chicken salad and opting for pizza.
I think it was a conspiracy.
I think this is staged.
I think it's a conspiracy. I think there was something that they were maybe trying to save that kid's career. Maybe he fucked up off the field, and they were just like, yo, you chose pizza over chicken salad. I didn't think I was disrespectful. All I said was, yes, that's a problem. That don't matter. You're gone. You know what I mean? Like, the way that I was like, what the fuck is going on?
This had to be scripted, right?
No.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Like,
Let me tell you.
what?
So this kid was like a decent running back at Michigan, like before he didn't get drafted, didn't make it with a team, and now ended up in USFL. He was considered the best running back in the USFL by many because they're like, oh, he's probably going to be like the best running back this season. They cut him over a slice of pizza.
But wait,
I can't even get it out.
He said he brought pizza.
No, someone else brought pizza, and he said, he basically said, like, yo, coach, can I get a slice?
Slice that?
And the
Yeah.
guy's like, nah.
You gonna have a problem with that? Yes.
So
I didn't say anything disrespectful. I was like, well, if that's the way it went
So,
down, what the fuck am I watching?
I have my doubts about what I feel like there was either A, way more to this story, B, it was scripted, or C, this coach is just off his ass.
Well, the coach didn't refute any. When the kid made his case, he said, all I said was, yes, that's going to be a problem. I didn't think that was disrespectful. The coach was just like,
you wrong.
yeah, that doesn't matter. I'm like,
So,
what?
So this video is 2 minutes and 5 seconds long. It's a little bit longer than we like to.
Yes.
We like to put up. Hey.
He's gone.
Hey. This fucking asshole today at the gym, right? He goes
Takes off.
He goes, so we're doing chest, and I'm up there and I'm on the super incline because we're finishing out. So we started with bench, then we went into dumbbells, we did flies, we did dips, and then we come over to the super incline, hammer strength plate loaded super incline machine to kind of finish out, because usually we'll either do that or like the or Smith incline to finish our chest days, and then we'll finish out with the pec deck, on a burn set, and or fly, cable flies, whatever. So he puts his weight on for his set. I go to add more weight, and then he's just like, he gets done with his set and he's like, I don't do it. I'm fucking cool. I'm dead. And he gets up and goes, all right, I'm going to get a fucking shake. And he just walks away. He just walks to the gym. I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll take care of the plates. Don't worry. No big deal. I'll add my own plates. He goes, I didn't know. Sorry. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
he's like, when I'm
done,
done,
what am I?
we're
Your fucking
done.
plate bitch? Like, what the fuck is this, asshole? Like, put my fucking quarters on here so I can finish my last
He
set.
doesn't even like spot you at all in case you needed it. Just
Nope.
like, nah, I'm out of here.
He's
I'm
like,
done.
nah, I'm going to get a set. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to get a shake? I'm like, we still got like 3 things left. Plus, we got to still hit cardio. And he's like,
Nope.
oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, all right.
Nope. All right,
Asshole.
let's
Anyway,
play this.
all right, let's play this. I'm going to mute the mics real quick.
DeVay and Smith.
I'll leave your mic on. I'll mute it.
John Peterson, personnel director.
What's up, man?
Hi, Coach.
Good morning, man.
Well, he crossed the line. So we had to deal with it.
This is very difficult for me as a head coach. It's my first time. But we have a business. Okay, this is a business, and you're a businessman. We all are, because that's the nature of the beast right now. But when I first talked to you guys on March 22nd, I had a handbook. I covered some items that were very important to me.
Line 46 addresses that. Any disrespect of football or members, staff, USFL, hotel, etc. would not be tolerated.
And it's been brought to my attention that has occurred with you. So unfortunately, hear me out, unfortunately, cost of doing business, I'm going to have to let you go. Okay?
I didn't think I did anything or said anything disrespectful. I can tell you what happened exactly.
It's not important right now.
Right.
It's not important.
I don't know.
It's already happened.
Right.
It's already happened.
I didn't say anything disrespectful. He said, is that going to be a problem? I said, yes. That's it. And I walked away. I mean, I didn't think that was disrespectful. Me saying yes, I don't eat chicken salad. And I was like, is there another option? Walked in with pizza, and I was like, can I get a slice of pizza? He said no. I was like, he said, is that going to be a problem? I said, yes. That's all I said. I didn't say no cuss word, nothing. That's all I said. I promise you. No disrespectful on my dad's life. I promise you I didn't say nothing disrespectful besides yes.
And I appreciate you sharing that. But the matters, it's done. It's done. I appreciate you sharing that. But good luck.
Someone's feelings, hurt feelings, are a distant second to the greater good of the team. And we've moved on and turned that page, and I'm happy we did it.
I can't mope about something. Just go home and work. I ain't no dumb dude, so I'll figure it out.
It's the first time ever in history that I've ever heard of anybody getting cut over food, and not just like a whole pizza. Can I get a slice? And he was just like, no.
I mean, it's good. Like, come on. Like, I know, like, the USFL is, like, a new thing, and it's...
Dude, their players are barely getting paid.
But that's got to be scripted for TV, right?
No.
That's got to be there to generate it. I mean, I'm sure he got cut, but the reason is just ridiculous.
Dude, he's, like, going crazy on Twitter over it. Because they sent out, like, a team statement through, like, their Twitter handle, and they said he violated 3 team rules. He's like, now it's 3 team rules? He's like, yo, name one. And he's like going off on it. He's like, I can't believe I was cut over like pizza, basically.
I mean, come on. He's got to be playing the part.
No, I'm telling you.
Call me a skeptic, but I just don't believe this.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's got to be like
because the coach was just like, well, that's what it is. All right, good luck. Bye.
That's what I'm saying.
And just gets up and walks out of the room. Like, how could you be a player on that team and have any respect for a coach?
It's done.
That cuts you and doesn't even hear you out. Cuts you, then hears you out, and still says, "Doesn't matter. It's done."
Yeah.
There's got to be. There's either
domestic
more
abuse.
There's
something.
more to it.
No way.
There's definitely more to
brand
it.
Brand new league. They don't want to tarnish the brand new league, so they're like, "Yo, we're gonna cut you because you wanted." Piece over chicken salad.
I don't think they care about any of that. I just think they scripted it because they need it. Because if you notice on recent seasons of Hard Knocks, going back like 4, 5, 6 years, they don't show the guys getting cut anymore. They've done away with that.
Really? I thought that was like a big thing.
No.
Playbook. It used to be. It was a big part of it at one point. It was a very big part of it.
Poor Danny Amendola.
But because, now you got all these people crying about like, oh, it's the dehumanizing of the athletes. And we talked about this last week with the Dwayne Haskins stuff, which was real sad. And everybody like jumped down Adam Schefter's dick and like, wanted to like throw Gil Brandt off a balcony because they made what were some perceived to be insensitive comments about Dwayne Haskins, and it's like, dude, like, everybody knows, like, oh, Dwayne Haskins, yeah, the guy who was really great at Ohio State, but then kind of bounced around the league and failed to really catch on and do anything as a quarterback because he was, the 15th overall pick in the draft, like, yeah, like, oh, right, that might jog some people's memories who don't know who Dwayne Haskins is, like, oh, right, that kid the Redskins took over, and then he, went on this thing where he was spending more time at strip clubs. He did the reverse of Paxton Lynch.
Oops.
Dwayne Haskins, Paxton Lynch couldn't stop playing Fortnite and decided to pursue his Fortnite career instead of his football career. Dwayne Haskins decided to pursue his strip club regular career as opposed to being a quarterback. And it's not to say that Dwayne Haskins was a bad guy or anything, but it got him cut from the Redskins. That was a real thing that happened. Those were just the facts. Those were the facts. And Adam Schefter reported on it, and people jumped down his throat, and they said, well, it's dehumanizing of these players. They're just treated like commodities. Well, yeah, I mean, look, I hate to say it, but look around. Look at your job. I hate to break it to you and me and literally everybody who's ever listened to this show. You're all commodities according to your bosses.
Right.
No one gives a fuck about you.
You die today, you're replaced tomorrow.
You could be. I could die at work on Thursday afternoon, 10 minutes into my shift. I will be replaced by 6 o'clock.
Yep. Oh shit, we got to shut down this post. We have to go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, he's dead. Pull somebody from. Let's pull the OPD details. Get somebody up there to run the 8 block.
That's how it goes, man.
It's exactly how it goes, and it's look, your self-worth is way more than what someone else's worth is of you. The quicker you figure that out in life, I hate to break it to you, the easier it's going to be for you.
The better you'll do.
The better you'll do. But to this guy, like, look, this dude was a commodity. He was a running back on a team, and this coach, I mean, all right, let's say for 1 second, right? Let's hypothetically say This is 100% real.
Oh, it's real.
And this man literally asked for a piece of pizza and maybe gave a snarky attitude to the guy who was serving it to him.
Gonna be a problem. Yes.
Will that be a problem? Yes. And this snarky-ass cafeteria worker,
It's a coach.
whatever, runs and tells the head coach, hey, this guy's going to be a problem. And this coach says, you know what? That's the kind of attitude we don't need. And you know what? He's a pretty good player. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make an example of him and show you how we run. This is how things are run around here. Now,
Hopefully he gets picked up.
not many coaches are in the business of cutting their best players, especially when you're, like, expected to win. I don't know how it is in the USFL. Is anybody expecting anybody to win in the USFL?
Probably some teams.
Somebody has to.
Somebody has to win.
I mean,
but it's like it's not like the NFL where it's like, okay, like, you hired, we hired Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys. We expect you to win. We got rid of Jason Garrett because we think you're better than him.
Right.
There are expectations there.
Finally.
If you don't win, you're not doing your job. I don't even know what this guy's name is. Does anybody expect him
Devian Smith.
to win?
The coach?
The coach?
I don't know who the coach is.
I don't either. But, like, what is he like? I mean, he's, vigorously defending whatever.
Line 46.
Yeah, line 46 in the
Thou shalt not ask for
in the new
pizza.
player handbook. Like, thou shalt not ask for pizza. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? This guy, I mean, this is just a really weird, like, I hate this phrase, but it's a really weird hill to die on.
Imagine if the coach was just like, I brought in chicken salad and this fucking guy asked for pizza. He just writes in his book, Lendale White, and just circles it.
This guy is going nowhere. He will be a fat piece of
He'll
shit.
be an
in
Eddie
no
Lacy
time.
in no
Lendale White, Maurice Claret. He just circles both names.
I believe I saw him bring a bottle of Grey Goose into the facility this morning, Coach.
He's like,
yeah,
yo,
this
coach,
guy-
coach, can I drink this smart water? He's like, yo, it's vodka. He's off the team.
Yeah, get him out of here. Get him out of here. No, it just I don't get it. I don't understand what the fuck was going on here because the coach has no interest,
none
whatsoever.
It's done.
To hear him out, and
It's
he's like,
done. It's done.
he's like, okay,
It's over.
yeah, I'm hearing you, but
It's over.
the decision's been made.
Good luck. And he goes, good luck.
Good luck,
And, he
and then
stands
just
up.
beelines for the door, which also bitch move. If this is real, bitch move.
It'd be great if you just
Look
got
the
the
man in
Rams.
the eyes and tell him, like, sir, you've been cut. We no longer require your services here. Best of luck to you. Shake his hand and be gone. But you're cutting a man. So clearly the coach knows he's cutting him over something like that. Okay, this might have been overblown. But I've made my decision. And like PC principle, he's like, now I got to double down on it because if I go back on it, I look weak.
Right.
And it's like, no, like, you can actually. It's funny when you make a decision like that, and then you're welcoming to all the facts and new facts and things present themselves to you. You're allowed to change your mind.
No.
You don't have to make a decision and it be the exact right one from Jump Street. You're allowed to absorb new information and then adjust accordingly. That's a thing you can do in life in general. I'm just saying. It's possible. If I wake up in the morning and I don't know, my wife leaves the oven on and I get up and the oven's just going for no reason. And I flip him, what the fuck are you doing? Why the hell would you leave what are you trying to burn the fucking house down? And then I find out she goes, no, I got a call and it was an emergency and I had to go X, Y, and Z. I had to leave. Oh, okay. Well, could you just shut the oven off next time? Like,
It's over.
Sorry, I forgot. Like, I'm not divorcing her over it.
No,
Like,
you
right.
gotta divorce her. It's over.
I mean, because it just seems like goddamn, like, or like it's like if I come home, my wife's like, all right, I want fettuccine Fedora for dinner.
No, two chicken salad and pizza.
And I just and she's like, I want fettuccine Fedora, and I come home with
pizza,
chicken parmesan, and
Damn
she's
it.
like, no. I'm like, well, is this going to be a problem? She's like, yeah. Because I'm allergic to something in the fettuccine Fedora, that in the chicken parm that you got me, and I wanted the Fedora. She's gonna go. I'm gonna go. You're cut, bitch.
Yeah. I mean,
I brought you chicken parm and you refused it. Fuck out of here.
The fucked up part, the last time I checked, this chicken salad ain't all that fucking healthy either. It's like a shit ton of mayo. It's
no,
you know what I mean?
wait,
Like
you don't
willow
get it.
tree.
It was just raw chicken.
By chicken salad, they meant
like spinach.
They're like,
yeah.
if it was anything like what what they
Jesus.
use to serve as at training camp at Bridgewater, like you'd go in and it's always just like iceberg lettuce, and you're just there's no nutritional value to it whatsoever. And they're just like, yeah, here's some fucking like slop on a plate. Fucking good luck. Yeah. They're like, you're D3. We're lucky you're feeding you at all. Like, you're like, fuck. Like, this sucks. Like, can we get some protein? And they're like, yeah, here's 3 slices of like frozen Tyson's chicken that came out of a cryovac
The
thing.
dino ones, those are good.
No, they weren't even dino nuggies, bro. We didn't even get that shit, dude. It was the food. I don't even remember. Like, I mean, the only good meal that we had during training camp was breakfast. That was my favorite.
I can't even get over this pizza story.
But yes, pizza. I think we did get pizza, but I was like, I'm not eating pizza and then going out and running. Like,
You're
doing
the Michael Scott.
Yeah, you're doing 2-a-days, and you're like, all right, you come in from morning practices, whatever, and then you go to lunch, and they're like, yeah, we got pizza, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be great sitting in my stomach in 5 hours when I'm out running 100-yard sprints because we're doing a fucking conditioning test.
I know you didn't watch The Office, but he's convinced that you have to carb load before you go for like a big run.
Yeah. Okay,
so he orders a fucking gigantic order of fettuccine Alfredo, and he just eats it before he has to go running, and then in the middle of the race, he just passes out and throws
puking
up.
everywhere.
Yeah. I think I've seen a clip of that.
Yeah, it's a classic episode.
Right.
It's the rabies run. For Meredith. Yeah.
There's already a cure.
Yeah. We already have a cure for this. No, we're doing it. Doing a rabies run. 774-992-8702. We got a couple other things we still want to get into here tonight. Let's see. What else do we got? We've got the Easter Bunny. We've got some bulls. Let's do the Kaepernick thing real quick. So let's, because I said I did promise that we had numbers and figures and things like that. So, and we do. I've got the numbers and I've got the figures.
Ooh, child.
Right here. So Kaepernick was on the I Am Athlete podcast, which was headed up by Brandon Marshall and Chad Ochocinco, and he was on with them talking about, and like we said a couple weeks ago, or last week, or the week before, I can't remember what exactly what week. Kaepernick is saying all the right things.
Now.
Yes, finally. He's saying all the right things in terms of actually making it seem like he wants to get back on the field and get on a team. He's saying, like, yeah, I understand. I'm accepting of a backup role. Granted, he did say, like, yeah, I'll take the backup role, to start. Like, I'm not going to stay there, which I snickered at because I'm like, dude, you haven't played in 5 years, 6 years. And even the last time you did play, you weren't very good.
Right.
So not exactly.
Blamed a power outage.
Yeah, not sure exactly. Right. Like the last time I watched you were on like on a 1-11 record as a starter, and everybody was nutting themselves because you threw 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. But last I checked, that wasn't pretty good.
He was so good.
Even over 12 games, that's not very good.
Oh, that was excellent. What are you telling me?
Oh, right. Sorry.
I've watched zero football, and I have only numbers to back up my case. I know I'm right.
Yes, true. Obvious. My apologies. So anyway, this is what Kaepernick said on the I Am Athlete podcast. So he said, when I first took a knee, my jersey went to number 1. When I did the deal with Nike, their value increased by $6 billion. So if you're talking about the business side of it, it shows that it's beneficial to sign me. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with Mr. Kaepernick there because the business side of things, as we've seen in years past, no, you're not creating an uptick for the NFL. No one is going to come clamoring. No one who's not watching the NFL anymore is going to come back because Colin Kaepernick's back on a team. In fact, just the opposite. I think most of the people that don't watch the NFL anymore are probably sitting there going, I don't watch the NFL anymore because Colin Kaepernick. Like,
right.
You kind of had the opposite effect. Now, again, we did say that we would bring the numbers. So here is a little graphic from Statista. Excuse the fit of it. I wanted to make it big enough for people to read, but it was a little bit awkward fitting in there, so it looks a little weird. But as you can see, Nike's value from 2016 to 2022. So in 2016, it was valued at $28 billion. Okay, their brand value, $28 million. I'm sorry, their brand value was $28 million. So I don't know where he's getting $6 billion from. I really don't.
I feel $28 million is too low.
Yeah, I do too. Brand
Should it be
value
28
in
billion?
millions of U.S. dollars. Brand value.
Oh, in millions of U.S. dollars. So it probably is 28 billion.
Oh, right. Yeah, 28 because it's 28,041. So in millions.
So that's
it's 28
billions.
billion.
Yeah, it's 28 billion.
So 28 billion. Then in 2017 it goes up to 31. Then in 2018 it goes back down to 28.
In 2018?
In 2018,
Did
which
something
is
major happen in 2018?
I believe that was the year where he had the even if you believe in something, sacrifice everything ad.
Okay.
Okay.
Even if you believe in something, or no.
Believe in something, even if
it.
it means sacrificing everything.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
Yes, and then in 2019, Nike's value went back up to 32. Then in 2020, 34. Then back down again, probably because of the pandemic, to 30, and then back up to 33, where basically from 2019 on, Kaepernick had little or nothing to do with Nike.
The whole world was shut down.
Yeah, exactly. That being said, we do have this other one. And if you don't believe me, and people might be out, they might be skeptical, and they might say, "Well, what do you know? I mean, you guys are just fucking haters, and you sit here and you just whatever." Well, don't take my word for it. Take CNBC. Nike won an Emmy for their ad featuring Colin Kaepernick, but when the commercial was revealed in September of 2018, Nike shares took a hit and they went down by 3.2%, and the hashtag Nike boycott trended on Twitter. So I'm not saying what Kaepernick is claiming. I mean, yeah, I am. I mean, I'm just calling bullshit. I have no idea where he's getting $6 billion from.
He's using cherry-picked stats.
Of course
like
he is.
people are using with his stats.
Yeah, of course. Right, exactly.
Right.
He's going to look at some random stat. And, I mean, props to him for actually saying it himself for once and not having somebody else do it, because, he's actually getting out there in front of microphones. Granted, no one's asked him any questions like, hey, do you still hate cops? Do you still support, foundations that are named for cop killers? Which he did. He donated money to the Daughters of Asada, which was Joanne Chesamark. If you look it up, she changed her name to Asada Shakur when she fled to Cuba in the 70s. She executed a New Jersey State police officer on the turnpike when he pulled her over. He pulled her over in a car, she put a gun to the back of his head and executed him on the shoulder during a routine traffic stop. And then Daughters of Asada is a foundation that came up, or radical, anti-police, defund the police type foundation, whatever. And Kaepernick donated to them.
Fun.
So brings up some questions.
Yeah, I would say so.
I would definitely have some questions for Mr. Kaepernick. Are you still going to be donating to those types of charities, or those types of foundations? Are you still going to be out there wearing the pig socks? Are you still going to be praising Fidel Castro? What are you going to do? Because obviously whoever signs Colin Kaepernick, all the cameras and all the microphones are going to flood his corner of the locker room.
Cubicle.
And he's going to get asked some poignant questions. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are going to ask. There's a few people out there that will ask him some real questions.
As soon as
and most of them will be bootlickers, and they'll just say, "Oh, Colin, how does it feel to be back in the league after 5 years? How does it feel to be blackballed for all those years and finally get your shot at redemption?
Yeah, how's this breakthrough feel?
Yeah, and they'll powder his balls and they'll suck his teat, and they'll make sure that they get the media will do what they do, and they'll get every drop of
and as soon as that quarterback, let's say he does go to Seattle and he does back up Drew Lock and Geno Smith, and he's the second or third or whoever you want to play it, and that quarterback has a bad game, the media will be like, "Is it Kaepernick time?" And they'll show highlights of him in the Super Bowl. They'll blur out Harbaugh on the sideline, like they'll be like, "This man doesn't exist. It was Cap."
It was all Kaepernick. Did you know that Kaepernick didn't have any good players on that Niners team? That Niners team was a 1-11 team without him. And then he came in and saved them. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure they were undefeated with Alex Smith under center, and then they just kind of told Alex Smith to go fuck himself. And
yeah, sadly.
Colin Kaepernick was like, all right, I'm the guy now.
And actually, it's Kaepernick's fault that Alex Smith almost died.
It
Think
is.
about it.
Yeah, it really is. He almost killed Alex Smith.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dick.
I'm personally
cherry
rooting,
picking stats.
I'm personally Hey, everybody else can do it. Fuck it. Why can't we? I'm personally rooting for him to sign somewhere and get on a team, because I want to see the dumpster fire that will be Colin Kaepernick.
It's a media circus.
It's-
We all know it.
Well, because it's going to be a media circus. He's not going to be worth his weight, and it's all going to come to fruition. Is everybody's going to say, yeah, you know what? This guy really isn't just worth the fucking hassle. He
did lose weight though,
which we know he did. He's not as fat as he was when he did that little.
Dude, that high school workout.
When he moved,
I was like, holy shit!
When all the scouts were like, "All right, we'll show up to your fucking lame ass workout," and he was like, "All right, it's 50 minutes up the road now."
I'm not going to Atlanta facility. It's racist.
Yeah,
I'm going to a high school.
He was like,
You're like, bro, you're 50 pounds overweight. You look like Jared Lorenzen reincarnated.
and he's out there like just throwing balls to like high school kids and like yeah, look at this nice look at this slant route over the middle. It's like, there's no.
Yeah, this ain't a fucking Powerade commercial, asshole.
It's like, shit. Now I'm done.
Yeah.
You're not Brady Quinn, dog. But no, I'm looking forward to him. I'm hoping he gets signed.
I think he will. I
because
think you're right. He will.
I want to partake in the media circus. And then when he actually gets on the field, if he manages to get on a field before he gets cut, I want to just see the absolute abomination that is a guy that has not played quarterback in 5 years or 6 years. And I just want to see him get throttled so I can just sit here and say, a tut-a-so.
I have the best.
Fucking a tut-a-so.
I have the best team he should go to, and it's not the team you're thinking of. It's not Seattle.
Miami.
Saints.
No. Miami would actually make sense because Tua and him probably are the same. Saints, no. Cleveland Browns.
Go back up to Deshaun Watson because there's no chance he's going to beat out Watson as a starter.
No chance he's going to beat out Watson. And if Watson somehow gets convicted of anything rape-wise, they're like, we got Colin Kaepernick. He's a PR genius. Get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually,
everybody will praise us.
It's actually not a bad idea.
You got to think.
I think he does
economically.
He does kind of have to go to a team though. If you are going to sign him, you've got to sign him. If you want to be the team that gets the attaboys and the pats on the back for signing him, it's got to be a place where he's not going to threaten the starting job. Right?
Has to be a solid starter.
Like he's got to go to like Green Bay and like compete with like Jordan Love for the backup or something.
What if Denver said,
Tampa.
"Fuck it, come in"? He's no way he's supplanting Russell Wilson.
No, because I think there's too many young, impressionable minds on that team, and I don't think. Again,
I'm telling you, Cleveland, man. I don't know why.
Cleveland makes sense because no one really seriously expects Cleveland to compete for a Super Bowl.
I think Cleveland is like the worst place for Deshaun Watson to have gone to because
absolutely.
I think Deshaun Watson is going to be like, I'm just never going to make the playoffs ever again. But he's rich. He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't give a fuck, and I agree. I think it's going to be a place like Cleveland would be a perfect fit, Sean. That is an absolute knockout because he's not going to beat out Deshaun Watson.
No chance.
No one's actually expecting Cleveland to do anything.
Ever.
Like you look at Denver, like Denver's expected to compete not only for the AFC West, but for the AFC Championship and get to a Super Bowl and win it.
I think it's a little early for that.
No.
Competing for the West for sure.
No.
Championship? Come on. It's year one with Russ.
Listen, I'm not saying that they're not going to go through their growing pains and they're going to have to learn how to win, but to think that Denver won't be in the mix for the Super Bowl?
No.
Tisk, my
First
friend.
of all,
Tisk,
no, that's not
tisk,
what you
tisk.
said. You said AFC Championship right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. You couldn't see Denver in the AFC Championship this year. I mean, they had the number 3 ranked defense in the league last year.
Scenario that I could come up with, they wouldn't be. I mean, I think there's a very.
Don't get me wrong. The
very,
AFC
very-
is deep and vast. I mean, yeah, granted, like they're going to have to go through Kansas City, Buffalo, New England.
Don't forget Indy.
But somebody's got to. I don't know. Why not be them? I mean,
Dude, the AFC is stacked. The NFC is like a bunch of shit.
I know.
NFC has
The
like
NFC's
2,
got
3
like
teams.
3 good teams in it.
Maybe
4. Well, you think of L.A.,
Tampa,
Green
Bay
Bay
because of Aaron Rodgers.
and I would say the Niners.
Okay, Niners 4 tops.
And then after that, it's just a shit show of like mediocrity, like Dallas, Minnesota.
That's what I was saying. Detroit might actually make the playoffs this year. Detroit's like, oh shit, like, we got a chance.
Well, Arizona's there too. Arizona's and they're a decent team. I know they lost Chandler Jones, but they're a good team.
About to
and
lose Kyler Murray.
I mean, I know.
Kyler Murray, this big.
Kyler Murray is definitely fucking some shit up over there.
Who is very loudly, not so secretly saying, transfer me to Pittsburgh. It's like you can't get transferred. Okay, trade me then.
Yeah, whatever you want.
It's that whisper because he's so low and you can't hear him in the microphone.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just look. the AFC.
They have to laugh.
But to your back to the Kaepernick thing. To your point, I think that's a place he's going to go, or he's going to go somewhere with no expectations. But like you can't
Houston.
bring you. I was just saying no. I was literally just about to say you can't bring him into a place like Houston because you don't have your quarterback situation is very much in flux down there. What do you got, like Sam Mills or whatever? No, not Sam Mills.
Davis Mills. The longest neck on a quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
Davis Mills, like, come on. Like, you bring Colin Kaepernick in, people are going to be expecting Kaepernick to beat, not only compete, but beat him out for the starting job. That's going to be devastating, I mean, maybe, to a young quarterback psyche because now he's not answering questions about football. He's answering questions about, well, how did you feel about your backup quarterback taking a knee? And how do you feel about Colin Kaepernick? I mean, do you think you can be Blaine Gabbert? Can you be as good as Blaine Gabbert and beat Colin Kaepernick out of the starting job? Like, I just don't know. Like, that wouldn't make sense. Cleveland makes a lot of sense. There's no threat of him becoming the starter.
Nope.
There's expectations from Cleveland fans. But, I mean, around the league, realistically, like, does anybody actually believe Cleveland's going to be a good team this year?
No. And
I don't.
And they're going to get him for the absolute minimum.
Well, he's
whatever.
going to
No. He
veteran.
wants 2.5.
Oh,
we'll
he's
give you
willing.
$800,000.
He's willing to take qualified backup money.
Exactly.
Yes.
He doesn't want mid. He wants backup money, which is like still like 2.5, like 5.
Oh.
Andy Dalton got $5 million. He did shit.
Suddenly the NFL ain't such slave owners anymore.
No shit, right? Yeah.
So if I'm Cleveland, I'm thinking about this like while we're talking about it, and I'm like, Cleveland's like, we can't fucking have Deshaun take a microphone. He's a psychopath. He might say something about slinging his dick around. They're like, they said a quarterback, but they didn't say which one. So they throw Kaepernick out there every week.
They just throw Kaepernick out there to do the
They
press
make him a
conferences.
They make him a team captain. They're like, go talk.
Like,
oh, sorry, cut the camera off.
Be like, well, you're the first backup quarterback to ever be named team captain. Colin, how does that make you feel?
25-minute speech.
This league is owned by slave owners. We are slaves. It's like, Colin, you signed a deal to make $2.5 million a year. I don't know any indentured servants that made that kind of money. That's because you haven't read enough books. I talked to LeBron, and he has read the first page of many book, and he told me that this is slaves. But seriously, I don't know. I don't know where he could possibly go. Cleveland makes a lot of sense.
Everyone keeps saying Seattle because Pete Carroll has said it many times that he'd give him a chance. That's why.
Pete Carroll, that's like going to be Pete Carroll's like deathbed, like nod to somebody like, okay, I know this is my last year as a head coach. I know, this is my last year as a head coach. I don't give a fuck no more. And he's just like, Geno Smith, Drew Lock, Colin Kaepernick, compete. And he's just like, ha, 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 ha. Like just sitting there like in his chair, like just like eating popcorn, like laughing all day, chewing gum. You're like,
at this point, Seattle might have not enough players on offense. You could just throw out 3 quarterbacks and just have one of them throw to DK Metcalf.
Like Drew Lock.
Run.
Drew Lock under center, Colin Kaepernick lined up at tight end. You're just like, oh, it's a quadruple reverse. You're like, what the fuck? Now he's throwing it.
Drew Lock goes back for the pass. You see Kaepernick run toward him. He's like, no, you're the tight end, you asshole. He's like, no, lateral me the ball. I got this pass. Lobs it to the
They're all
stands.
just like trying to like steal it from each other just so they can throw it. Be like, no, I want to throw it. No, I want to throw it. Meanwhile, Pete Carroll's over there just like hollering at some cheerleader like, hey, so what's going on?
Chewing
see
gum.
outside. You see, yeah, doing that like side, that
Yes.
like heavy side chew that he does. Like, you see, I signed Colin Kaepernick. What are you doing later? And he's like, getting all Urban Meyer with it, like
cheerleader's a man.
Yeah, or in Seattle, who knows? I mean,
No, there is.
oh, male cheerleaders.
Broken my own joke. God damn it.
I mean, male cheerleaders are a thing. I thought you meant like he was a female, like whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, that.
he was one of the. I
I was just throwing Pete Carroll under the bus from him dicking over the Patriots many years ago.
I thought you were getting at the cheerleaders being alphabet people, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
No.
774-992-8702. That's the number if you want to get in on some of this action. We did the Colin Kaepernick thing. We've done the Kyrie thing. We've done Pizzagate 2.0.
I can't. I've literally been laughing at the pizza thing for like 3 days.
It's just so bizarre, dude. Like, it's just one of those things where you're just like.
It took me a while to click on the video to watch it because I'm like, what?
2
I'm
minutes.
like, this is bullshit. I scrolled past it so many times because I'm like,
It's
the
red hot
fuck
for us.
do you mean he got cut because he took pizza over chicken
No, he
salad?
asked for a slice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but to be dead ass honest with you, I mean, shame on that guy. Who the fuck passes up chicken salad though? For real, like.
I know that's the other major question of that video. Who doesn't eat chicken salad?
Yeah,
have you ever had willow tree chicken salad?
Was it maybe like a piece of chicken
Give me
on
some
a salad?
fucking pita pockets, bro. You
Right?
cut
Was
them
it
shits
right?
in
Was
half,
it
put
was
a
it
pita
a
pocket,
grilled
bro?
chicken salad or like chicken salad?
Either way, throw some ranch on that shit. Either way, it's bomb
But maybe,
as fuck. I
but
don't
maybe
get
they
it.
maybe they only had like some kind of spicy ranch. He's like, nah, I don't want that.
Spicy ranch. That
I got
sounds even
jala-
better
I
than
got-
regular fucking ranch.
I got jalapeno ranch in my fridge right now, and it's fucking
Yeah,
bomb.
but they make a spicy ranch?
They do make a spicy ranch.
Really? What
Yeah.
the
Bro, they make all sorts of flavors of ranch.
Bro, either way, I mean, did the guy deserve? Like I said, I think it's a conspiracy. I think there's something behind all this that we don't know of. But goddamn, man, like, why didn't you just eat the fucking chicken salad?
No idea.
This sounds so
It
good.
wasn't that
I
he
would
didn't.
love
He
some
did eat the chicken
right
salad,
now.
but the guy was like, "No, you can't have pizza. Is that going to be a problem?" And the guy was like,
Yes.
"Yeah,
Yes, it is.
yeah, because I'm not going to eat this chicken
How
salad."
Okay.
But
That's
who the fuck
problem.
is he to tell him who he can't eat pizza? Is he
If
in shape?
you-
Does he meet all his?
That's what I'm
you know,
saying. Was he fat
requirements?
shaming him? Like, what's it like that contract that you posted where they basically just told the guy like, "Don't be fat." Like
Oh, Trent
Trent
Brown.
Trent Brown.
They gave him incentives for losing weight. Which
Yeah.
he needs it.
Yeah, he had to get under like 370.
No, he doesn't have to. But the reason is because they said, like, hey, we've noticed you don't miss games if you play it this way, while you're playing over 350 and you're missing like 8 games a season.
Right.
So they went him down to like a certain weight. But if you had to guess, if we were all in Vegas gambling, first coach to cut a player over food, first fucking name on my list is Andy Reid. I'm like, he's definitely cutting a guy over food. Second name,
Who he has no business doing.
second name, no longer a coach, Fred Kitchens. And then
Fred
third,
Kitchens.
I don't know where this guy's name is, but like, if someone would have put $1 and had 10,000 to 1 odds, that guy would be just a millionaire.
Yeah.
Never. I thought never in my life would I ever hear of a player getting cut as a joke, even as a joke.
I just don't understand it, dude. Like, because again, the guy he has a perfectly reasonable explanation for it, but
He's
maybe,
shredded.
but maybe was there more like words exchanged? You know, like he says, "I swear on my father, that's all I said," and it's like, but is that really all
What
you
if
said?
he put chicken salad?
Because I
on
mean,
a
I've
pizza?
definitely told people, I've definitely lied right to people's faces before and been like, "Yo, I swear on my mother's soul, bro." She's not even dead, but I'm just like, I swear on my mom's, bro, I didn't say that or I didn't do that. It was a bold-faced lie. I definitely said or did, but I'm just earning credibility. Like, I'm just trying to make it seem like, bro, because, you know, it's like that meme where it's like, you know, like the guiltiest person in the room always has the longest wow when they get accused of something. Like,
Right.
Like, yo, were you cheating on me? Wow.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, you definitely were. Like, it's like that. So maybe
Cheating's such a strong word.
cheating's such a strong word. I mean, I just dipped the tip in her mouth. Why
Jesus.
why is she throat goat in your phone?
Throat goat.
My God. That went off the deep end really fast.
I mean, this is what we do here, bro. It gets dark. It gets real dark real quick. But, like, I think there's more to that story. Like, there's
think
got to
there
be.
is.
There has to be. He had to have, like, threatened to, like, punch somebody or do something, like, super disrespectful in order to make
I'm
a
going to order
coach be like,
DiGiorno.
just be like, fuck you, you wanted pizza? You got chicken salad. You don't like your chicken. It's like when you were a kid and your parents are like, you're like, oh, what do we have for dinner? And they're like, oh, chicken. You're like, I don't want fucking chicken again.
Nope,
and they're
not
like,
my life.
well, too bad. Eat your fucking dinner. And you're like,
My child
no,
only likes
I don't
chicken.
want to eat my dinner. Like, I'll just not eat. And they're like, fine, you can not eat. Now you're grounded. And you're like, what? Like, what? How the fuck? I'm already punishing myself by not eating and going hungry, and now you're grounding me on top of it?
Hey,
Like, what the fuck is this
Shitty.
shit?
Fuck
be-
that shit. I
that'd be
remember that.
wonderful for my son if I told him, hey, I brought you this nice vegan. He can't have dairy. Anybody that has no. I brought you this nice vegan pizza that I made for you. He's like, yo, coach, can I get one of those chicken tendies? No, not gonna be a problem. Yes, and I just sent him to his room.
I just sent him to his room, just
And he's
locked
just
the
there.
door.
Tears in his eyes.
He's doing the little the when my dog popped his
Oh
ball.
my God!
Like,
Do you forgive the dog? Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah.
oh my God, too good. 774-992-8702.
That's the only way to the analogy. Oh my God, it makes me laugh so much. I can't.
What?
I'm gonna reach out to this guy on Twitter because he's having a mental. I'm gonna be like, dude, can you come on our show?
That'd be dope.
Oh, he doesn't have his DMs open.
Just tweet at him.
I am going to.
Be like, hey,
oh
listen.
my God, he started a cameo as of the start of the show.
No shit.
He's like, I'm gonna just book him for cameo. How much is his cameo?
Probably like it should be less. Than $100
I'll kick in.
Should be less than $100. I hope so. Anyway.
I would love to get the whole
$15. Oh, if you do it through a business, it's $100.
Oh, that's
what
crazy.
a cheat.
What do you mean? We're not a
Because
business.
if you tell him like, if you tell him like, hey, talk to us on the show. Really
All right,
quick,
fine.
you charge
$100.
$100.
I'll pay $100.
No, we're not doing that.
It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it. We should poll our listeners. We should poll the listeners and say, if I pony up $100 of my own money to get him, I'll be like, listen, can you just give us like 15 minutes on the show? We just want to know the real story.
Well, he just wants a cameo.
No, I don't want a cameo. I want an interview. I'll pay $100 for an interview.
Hey, Jake Butt. I can get Jake Butt for $39.
Jake Butt, $39.
What do you? This guy's looking at crazy.
This is cameo.
He's crazy. All right, let's get it. We got a couple minutes left here, so let's
What's
wrap
Paxton
this thing
Lynch
up.
doing these days?
Paxton Lynch probably playing Fortnite.
Nah, he's not on
The
here.
match is returning.
Yep.
The fuck is the match?
The match.
Sean, the match.
Oh,
Golf.
Peyton
Sorry.
and Tiger versus Brady and Phil.
I'm not really pumped. I mean, I don't know how I feel about the fact that they squeezed out the pro.
So
I don't know about that.
I was gonna say. So for those that don't know, the match part 6. The sixth year
6.
part. The match part 6 is scheduled for what? June 1st this year. It's a Wednesday.
Yep.
Looking forward to that.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. I will be watching that intently. It's Jared Allen and Patrick Mahomes versus Brady and Rodgers. So it's the new guard versus the old guard. Now, previously they'd had been paired up with an actual pro. So we had Peyton and Tiger versus Phil and Brady. Last year it was Bryson and A-Rod versus
DeChambeau and
Phil and Brady again.
Phil and Brady
and DeChambeau and A-Rod. So anyway, they've usually paired them up. What I would love for them to do is add in a pair of pros as like a control. So like you have Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes going up against Brady and A-Rod.
Right.
But then you have like
Jordan
I don't know,
Spieth and
like Tiger and
Patrick Cantlay,
Patrick or Scheffler, and like or whatever, 2 pros, and then they play and they shoot, and then the other 4 like they all play their own like twosome, and they all have their own score. So then you can just see how much better the pros are than everybody else.
Right.
Like almost like a pros versus Joes, but they're also pros.
But I don't get why all of a sudden they were just like, okay, this is only NFL guys playing golf now. Like, why is that? Like,
there's gotta be like a surprise cameo by some
knows?
sort of pro in this.
No, but I just don't understand why they squeezed out the pro. Like, why would you get rid of?
I don't know.
the-
I haven't
the
looked.
P-
I haven't looked into it at all.
Maybe because it was just too focused on the pros and not the guys who were
Because-
bringing the audience.
because
which is
the pros.
athletes.
Well, no, I mean the pros were bringing the
But
audience.
everybody knows it's basically Phil Mickelson versus fucking
Tiger.
Tiger
Or Bryson.
or Bryson versus whoever.
Yeah, but
the fuck,
that's the
you know
thing.
what I mean? Like,
It's also you have the pro that's going to carry the team, and then you're waiting to see which quarterback is going to be able to make
pull
the
the shot out. Right.
Yeah, fucking pull the rabbit out the hat, and that's where I think I don't know. I think it would be more fun to have like a twosome of pros, whoever it might be, and then the 4 quarterbacks, or just how about we just poll the NFL, be like, hey, who's good golfers in the NFL?
Tony Romo.
Like
He shouldn't count.
No, because he's a pro-am. Like,
he's professional
He's a
now.
fucking scratch golfer, dude. That
Yeah,
guy's
he's good.
Tony Romo's dirt nasty. That chip he had off the deck, remember that?
I just watched that this morning.
That was fucking
Dude,
crazy.
someone said he was like phenomenal at basketball too, and I was like, what the
Really?
fuck? What's this
Well,
guy
he's
like?
an athlete. So, but like, why wouldn't it be more fun? Because I would love to see how bad, like Dustin Johnson and Rory could like dick down Brady and A-Rod. Like
That's
just
the thing. Like, it'd be ridiculous. It'd be insane. But I think like this match, like, is it gonna be? It's not gonna be cool. It's not gonna be that cool.
I think it is.
It's like go out there and get like Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick and fucking and the Bush brothers and suit them up and let's go play basketball.
Well, that sounds.
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
But I think that's where this is going, though, is it not? I think next year you're gonna have okay, we're gonna have 2 from the NBA, 2 from the MLB, 2 from the NFL.
Cool. Wood shot after wood shot after wood shot. I can go to the range and watch this. You know what I'm saying? I can go to the range and watch the same thing. Slice after duff.
Yeah, these I need personality. These 4 guys, I know they're all great quarterbacks. Does nothing for me.
That's
give,
right.
Give me Shaq versus Chuck.
No, if you're gonna do it, I want
Chuck is the most
athletes that
entertaining golfer.
have to. I want a
you're a
qual.
big piece of
I
shit.
want a qual. If you're gonna play in the match as an athlete, of a different professional sport, I
You're
want
gonna get 16 NFL players that can qualify to be the final 2 that are gonna be paired up with Tiger and Phil or something like that.
Something like that. Get a qualification so you're not just sitting there watching morons chunk balls and fucking duff shit. Like, okay, yeah, all right, Josh Allen put a whole season into playing golf one year, or maybe he actually has played. Who the fuck knows?
He's gonna fucking Bryson DeChambeau the thing and just crush it as hard as he can.
Yeah, and slice the fuck out of it. And cool, man. There goes another one off into the woods, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's golf is
But
such
to him,
a
he's
different.
like, I won.
I don't know. I'm pumped on it because I love the match and I want to see it, but I don't think they should have squeezed the pro out of it and just stuck all 4.
I got zero interest.
Really?
I need personalities. I know what Brady and Rodgers are gonna do, and then I could give a shit less what Mahomes and Allen do.
Brady and Rodgers are probably going to smoke the fucking doors off of fucking Allen and Mahomes. What did you do? Did you fucking fart? This motherfucker farted. I can already tell. Yeah, he did.
He shit his pants in the chair.
It smells so bad.
I
can
want to know.
just tell. He's over there
shaking.
cracking up. I know.
Yeah,
You
he's having a
fucking
seizure.
asshole. I can't say anything about it. I don't know. I just, like
Not
I said,
bad,
I
huh?
think
God.
they're taking the quality out of the product that they had. You know what I mean?
Open that window a little bit.
It's just going to be bad. It's just going to be a bad product now. I mean, is it cool? Yeah, it's always fun to watch different athletes of a sport play a different sport. But
Yeah, but
like I said, Duffs and Woods balls are not fun to watch.
Yeah, and I don't think the pairing is
Jesus
great either.
Christ.
Like if it should be Brady with a young guy and Rodgers with a young guy.
Yeah, and you know what? And anything that has to do with Patrick Mahomes and golf, he can go fuck himself. All right, Patrick Mahomes thought he was fucking too cool for school and wanted to go to the Masters 2 years ago.
Yes.
2 years ago and wear his fucking hat backwards.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't give a shit who you are. You don't fucking wear your hat backwards at the Masters.
Not at Augusta.
Not at fucking Augusta. You
Augusta
don't do
has
that.
Ruels.
Yeah, and you follow them. I don't give a shit who you are. So he's an asshole for that. And I hate him anyway because fuck the Chiefs and fuck Patrick Mahomes. I mean, as a player and all that, but
Dude, the time is already up.
Yeah.
The window's already closed.
Yeah.
They got 34-year-old. Well, I think he's only 32. 32-year-old Kelsey, and that's the only guy they have receiving threat.
Yeah, so we'll see how he does. But I don't know. I think this pairing is going to be interesting to see. But I think they took a lot of the quality out of the product.
I just hope it's. I hope it's
in.
entertaining. I think if they put in 2 pros to play against them, and they did or brought in made 2 foursomes, 2 pros for each, you know what I mean, and then they do 2 foursomes instead, and just do best ball. I mean, granted, then we're just using.
Then you're just using the pros.
Your lights literally just died.
Golf is one of those sports,
there it is.
dude.
We saw it. It happens. See?
What?
Nothing happened.
Christmas
lights
over.
just died.
Oh.
Christmas is
Stream
over.
of Christmas lights just died live on the show.
But that's what I'm saying. Golf is one of those sports, dude, where it's you can't just get an idiot out there and throw him on a basketball court and okay, maybe he might make a play or do something. If you don't know how to fucking golf,
yeah,
it's gonna be a fucking bad time.
Dude,
I don't know how good fucking Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Maybe
I know
we'll
how
be
good Brady.
surprised.
I know how good Brady and Rodgers are. I've seen them.
But I also
Rodgers
care.
is I think Rodgers is a 4 or 5 handicap. Rodgers is pretty good.
I don't think he's that high.
I thought he was. I thought that's what they said
insanely
last year.
Low. That's pretty fucking low. No, I don't know if he's that good.
I thought he was that good. Brady,
Google.
no.
4 or 5's really,
yeah, that's true.
fucking good. That's
Yeah.
You're shooting 70s on the reg. I don't think.
I'm not putting it past him. He's a professional athlete.
I know, but that's my point. Is I'm
He's
skeptical
wired
because
different.
yeah, but all professional athletes are. You kind of give them a stick or a ball or this and say do something with it, and they're like, all right, and they do fucking phenomenal things with it. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks that's gonna happen because they are all professional athletes. But I know golf. I play golf, and you can't. That game will fuck you up.
I don't know how to read this shit. Aaron Rodgers, 4.6.
Is that his handicap?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
So Aaron Rodgers shoots 70s.
So, yeah, he's.
I have his official scores from the country club for where he is in Wisconsin.
What do they say?
It's a shit ton of games. Look at it.
I want to see the final scores on these.
I was going to wait. I'm just waiting for Paul's reaction.
It's a good 25, 30 games.
Low 80s, high 70s, like I said.
Yeah.
There's a 98 in there.
He was looking for that 198. He fucked
loser.
up.
Fucking loser. No, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I didn't think A-Rod was that good, and I don't know how they curbed this fucking scoring and shit. Fuck him. He ain't that good. That's a bunch of bullshit.
This is Paul's thing
too.
with golf. Anybody who's good at golf, Paul's like, fuck you, that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Because
Ooh,
he's like,
Brady's an 8-1 handicap.
Since when? On what? I've seen him fucking play. No, he's not.
I'm not buying Brady being an 8.
No, he's not.
Wait, is that better or worse than
That's
Rodgers?
fucking nasty. An 8
Is it?
handicap is fucking nasty.
Hold on.
You are
No,
fucking nasty
no,
if
no,
you
it's-
have an 8 handicap. Yes, you are. You're good.
It says according to a Republic World Golf Digest report, Brady is a 8-1 handicap.
That's nasty as fuck.
I don't know. Maybe that's all he does. I have no idea.
Probably now, yeah. I don't know what the fuck these guys do with their off time, but Jesus, I'm hanging around like a fucking 24 or some shit.
A 10 handicap will average, on average, 82 to 88. So that means he's under 82 to 88 average, which no.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
No, I've seen him
That's
on
a
the
good-
match. I've seen him play.
I've seen him
no,
play.
he is not.
Wait,
No.
I'm just Googling everybody's. Kansas City Chiefs star Patrick Mahomes is a 7.7
Bullshit.
handicap, according to golf.com.
Bullshit. I am fucking calling bullshit. They are fluffing these dudes' numbers
Yeah,
so
they are.
hard.
Yeah, they are.
You are not. How long has Patrick Mahomes been playing golf? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
26 years old?
So wait, you said the higher the better?
No. The lower the number, if you're a 0 handicap,
You're a scratch golfer.
You're a scratch golfer. You're fucking insanely nasty. You're
So
extremely
Rodgers
good.
was
I know
was the best.
one person personally who's a scratch golfer.
I will be the first to admit it on fucking live air because I'm not a fucking moron when it comes to golf. I shoot like a buck. 98 to like 105. I shoot 98, 105. I've been playing for a decent amount of time. Could I get better if I took it more seriously? Absolutely. My club speed, my driver speed actually at 95 to 96 is above the average of most amateur golfers.
Yeah, you pipe them.
So I don't want to hear this shit about fucking 8-7 fucking handicaps with these
So wait.
pro football. It's fucking garbage.
So wait, Rodgers is the best one I've said so far at 4?
Yes.
At 4. That's
Okay.
wicked.
But I
nasty.
heard that
Josh Allen is a 10-1 handicap according to golf.com.
that means he shoots 82 to 88.
Doubt it.
Listen, I'm not saying it's
believe
not
that one.
possible because it's definitely possible. My best rounds last year were 83, 85, and 83, 84, and 88.
Right.
Those are my 3 best rounds last year.
Oh, wait. I have Josh Allen scores. Josh Allen is not a good – Josh Allen hangs around what you do. His best score last year was 88, 96, 95, 98, 101, 100, 94, 95, 101.
He's a
Yeah.
20s handicap.
Yeah, that's
He's
that's
no way
up.
less than he's
what
17.
So what is 10-1? I don't understand any of this
Because
stuff.
Somebody's fluffing the numbers because they're probably taking like his best. Because you know what it is? They probably took the ones where he was like, oh well, this is the one where I'm trying.
yeah, he played 2 balls. He played this. He played
or
that.
whatever.
People, listen. I don't give a shit who you are, but 99.9% of you, when I go out on the fucking golf course, will fucking cheat, shave a score, do something. You'll shave a stroke any fucking God-given way
Dude,
you can.
Playing with this kid's mad annoying because he's like, oh, what'd you get? I'm like, double bogey. He's like, fucking bullshit. I'm like, you just watched me hit fucking 6 fucking shots. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? He's like, or I'll put it in. And he's like, oh, what'd you get? I'm like, par. He's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, Paul, it was a par 3. I put it on the green and then 3-putted, like 2-putted. How is that not a par? He's like,
You are a liar.
he's like, you're full of shit. And I'm like, you watched me. He's like,
I'm so skeptical.
Paul's like, I don't believe my lying eyes.
I've seen some bad cheaters out there before.
Oh,
I've had
dude.
people tell me that they put in on a par 5, and it's like, dude, we cut off the double. I cut off the double rule for you, like, way back there. Like you've already hit 10. Like, you were done. I gave you the 10. Now you're just fucking telling me you got par. I'm like, come on. I'm not calling names out, but, like, I've played with some bad fucking cheaters.
We've all played with some bad cheaters on the golf
Shooting
course.
80s. I'm like, bro. I'm like, you fucking dumped one in the water off the tee on 12. Like, what are you talking about? Now that's 3 off the tee. Oh, what? Somehow you magically got a bogey?
So would you hole in one after that? Like
yeah, a bogey after that. Fuck out of here.
So you're
People
telling me
cheat.
golf.com is lying?
Yes. 1,000.
Somebody's lying.
1,000%.
I don't know if it's golf.com or something. But no, golf is notorious. Like, I see people post their scores.
You're not shooting a 101 on if you're registered and you register a national handicap on I forget what the fuck it is.
Is it golf.com?
No, my boy Tebow gave me the fucking link. Fuck, I can't remember what it is.
I don't even remember.
If you nationally register your fucking handicap, you have to play X amount of fucking X amount of rounds, log everything, and then you get your handicap score. If you're shooting a 101, there's not a chance that you're a goddamn 10-something handicap with just shooting 90s and shit like that. There's not a chance.
No, you have to be consistently in the low 80s to be a 10 handicap. Consistently.
Yeah, facts. So
I've had friends come up to me and be like, "Oh yeah," they're like, "Oh, I played this course the other day," and they're like, "Oh yeah, what'd you shoot?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, 81." I'm like, "Were you just counting putts?" Like,
right.
I know you didn't shoot that good. I've seen you play. You definitely.
Because all of a
didn't shoot
sudden
that
we
good.
play together and it's God, I don't know what's going on today, bro.
Every fucking time.
I wasn't doing this the other day, bro. You know, yeah, sure you weren't.
I mean, I say that all the time, but it's true.
What's the highest score you can get in golf?
What, handicap?
No, like shoot the absolute worst.
I mean,
What's
if you
the
just
absolute worst?
The absolute
yeah.
PGA, as many times
just
as
if I go out golfing tomorrow, like what's the absolute worst I can do? Like what's
200, 210.
210.
I mean, I've seen
400, 7,000.
I mean, it doesn't matter. However many times it takes you to hit the ball.
It doesn't like cap out.
No.
Trash.
When we go out fucking around on the weekdays, I play a double up rule. So if you're on a par 4, the worst you can do is an 8. Once you get an 8, just quit. Grab the ball because there's probably people behind us.
You're trying to keep traffic
We're trying
moving on
to
the
keep
course.
shit going.
You're being
You're
respectful.
not spending 20 hours looking for a fucking ball. You double up, call it, we're going to the next hole. Which happens quite a bit for me anyway. But that's about but other than that, if you want to play fucking stroke for stroke, it counts until you get the ball in the hole.
Jesus.
You can get a 13 on a fucking par 4 if you want.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you don't want to. You don't want to do that. But you can.
You
know
could.
what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's that bad. It depends on how you want to play. If you're out in a public course or even a private course and it's a busy day and you're out there and you're not playing double up rule, first of all, you're just a fucking dickhead because no one wants to fucking sit behind you while you take 13 shots on a par 5.
Right.
Like, just keep it moving, bro. Like, golf etiquette, there's so much that goes into golf etiquette that people don't realize. Like, it's more than just having your shirt tucked in and not wearing cargo pants and, being respectful of the course and obeying the cart signs and the pass and all that kind of shit.
How short can your shorts be? Can they be like
shorter?
What
is with this new fad of
men wearing
shorts?
Dude, it's all back. That's why I was going to make
short
the joke.
Shorts and like scrunched down white socks.
Dude, it's it's the fucking Burt Reynolds coming back where he's wearing like halfway up his quad.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy short.
I see guys at the gym all the time and it's like they got like trashed ass like Vans on, like scrunched down like white Nike mids.
Fucking problem with trash Vans.
Like scrunch and then like short ass shorts.
White socks are back in.
White socks are everywhere, dude.
A problem with trash Vans?
Yeah,
got a problem with trash Vans.
Have you noticed that? I don't get it. Like, we need another Fab 5 revolution.
I have black socks. I don't know.
I'm a black sock. I will not wear white socks. Period. You will not.
They're so dirty.
The only time I wore a pair of white socks was when I was in the academy because they made us. Other than that, you will not catch me dead in white socks.
Weird.
That's why I'm wearing white socks right now because I bought a bunch for the last academy.
But guess what? But we're also much older and just do not give a shit about fads.
For the most part,
no, but it's not even.
I wear
it's
Crocs
not
and I don't even wear socks.
It's not even about being about the fads. I just don't understand. Like,
there's no
like,
comfort in those
when we
shorts.
came up, right? When we came up, the shorts had to be down past the knee. You know what I mean? Baggy clothes, no show black socks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that was the Fab 5 look. Remember? Like that's what started it.
Remember buffing your shoes with a pair of socks into the tongue?
Oh yeah.
And sticking them down there, buffing them out, making them look all full and shit.
Making them look puffing them up. I don't understand. Like I go to my gym every day and like I see these young kids. They got to be like UMass Dartmouth kids or whatever. Like,
oh, for sure.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Oh yeah, like Nakatomi Plaza kid. He fucking he comes in and he's just like, Like, dude, he'll come in like
German?
flannel pajama.
Yes.
He definitely Eastern European. Like flannel pajama pants and like chucks and a wife beater, and he's yoked as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, I'm like,
With,
are
like,
you?
blonde hair combed over to the side?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I said to him one day, I'm like, yo, this kid looks like he's about to fucking take over Nakatomi Plaza.
But he comes in with flannel pants, like whatever.
It's
Like,
crazy.
Or, like,
he's got
wicked
nothing.
Short shorts. I mean, the kid's yoked. He's strapped. You know what I mean? But he's got like this like beater and like he's got this hair in his chucks and his shorts. Sometimes he wears they're just like soup. I'm a fan of like the normal like I like these like nice like Nike dry fit shorts. They're great on the golf course. They're great anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like I can wear them like no matter what. But they just slightly come above the knee, maybe about knee level. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no.
I'm 35 fucking
I've got
years
like
old.
two
You know what I mean?
pairs of
Like-
shorts that only go down to my knees, and that's as short as I will go.
I'm
ghetto as fuck when I go to the
Yeah.
gym.
I just got
Like,
short above the knee because I got it for when we were on vacation a month ago. Muggsy, I absolutely fucking love all of their stuff. It fits phenomenal.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
But it's what PFT and Big Cat wear.
Oh.
And they promote the shit out of it. But
Yeah,
it really is like super comfortable clothing.
Right.
So I got a pair of like nice like dress like Muggsy like shorts, and they're good for the golf course, I think, because they look professional.
Right.
And they're
right.
just
they
like
got a clean look.
they're
to 'em.
super stretchy and everything like that too. But I love them. But like it depends. Like all the other shit. Like I can't imagine those guys wearing like those rigid jeans all the way up here, have like a crease in my leg the whole day, and
Oh,
like
just cut in India.
I'm like watching this dude the other day at the gym, and like and he was in great shape, and he was fucking killing it in his work. I was clearly like one of those CrossFit dudes.
hairless freak.
And I'm just like, no, he was very hairy.
Oh,
but
he's
like,
very hairy.
but like he's got like shorts that came like midway up his thighs. He's got the white socks, and like I don't know if it's like, I get it. Like I'm not like a big like
This guy works out barefoot in my gym.
gotta
I don't know
have.
what's allowed.
Ugh, gross. You gotta have like. I don't even think that's legal.
They
in
allow
most
it?
gyms. I mean, it must be have some religious exemption or some bullshit. But like I'm watching him and I'm just like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, when did this? And the only thing this gives me hope for, right, is like, okay, so right now the way I see it is like we're back to like the late '80s in terms of like style,
Okay.
because it's like that like short shorts, chucks, white socks, that kind of thing.
Sucks, dude.
The only thing that's good is we're only like 10 years away from like another Fab 5 revolution with like long ass shorts, baggy
Allen
shorts, AI,
Iverson-type shorts,
like chains, like
We'll
so.
be in our 40s, yeah.
So basically, by the time I get to like my 45th birthday party, or 47th birthday, or pushing 50, I'm gonna be back rocking like fucking Under Armour, fucking sweatbands, fucking big white tees, and like baggy ass shorts, and fucking Air Forces, and like whatever. Like gangsterdom is back, baby. Like 2005 was the peak of gangsterdom.
You go
in
find
this
a
country.
G-Unit sweatshirt for no
Oh, bro,
reason.
I will be rocking G-Unit sneakers
Well, if
all
you're going
day.
back to that time era, I'm sure as shit not buying any more Dickies. I'll tell you that.
Bro, Dickies are coming back, bro.
I'm not
We're-
buying it.
that means we're only like 5 to 10 years away from our like heyday coming back,
Man,
which is good.
we
Because
skipped
then we're gonna be
over,
looking at kids and we're gonna be like, yeah, that kid gets it.
We skipped over hair metal bands. Damn.
We did, yeah. Apparently the hair metal thing
Good.
did not happen.
Yeah, no.
No, I
all right,
missed that.
last couple of videos and we'll get out of here. So we're just gonna watch this bull snuff this guy because it's funny as
It's
shit.
only like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Tick, tick, boom.
Oh,
Bringing the noise.
That guy got the crackback block of the century delivered
Play it
on him.
again.
Yeah, okay.
Tick, tick, boom.
He thought he was scot-free. He was like, haha, that bull just,
He's
you
like,
know,
I just spun out of you.
smashed,
Boom.
fucked.
Suck that.
Collapsed.
Was did someone comment on our chat, or someone commented like a similar video, or I think someone shared it, and they said, I haven't seen someone get hit this hard since Sean Taylor hit the Buffalo punter.
Nice.
I forgot. I don't know who it was. I'm sorry. I saw it in our shared
That's
thing.
actually a very good reference. Good,
Yeah,
good for you.
I don't know who it was. It's gone. I can't find it because their profile is private.
Yeah, that's good. And then here we have the Easter Bunny that was on the White House lawn, snuffing out the reporters that asked Joe Biden about Afghanistan and in the Middle East.
That was so.
Easter Bunny, too. I got it on, bro.
I love the guy's laugh.
Easter Bunny, too. I got it on, bro. Yo, bro, I got it on, bro.
That Easter Bunny was
was
throwing
great.
haymakers.
That was the Easter Bunny. That was the Secret Service guy that like interjected, and they were like, "So, President Biden, how do you feel about
That was
Afghanistan?"
so bad.
And the Easter Bunny's like, "Ah!" And they're like, "Oh, it's the Easter Bunny," and they're like, "He's like, shit, get the fuck out of here! Like, stop! Don't answer these questions."
That was so bad.
Did you see the Biden administration announced today that they're going to appeal the Florida judge's decision to remove the mask mandate? Or that the federal government overstepped their boundaries.
Yeah,
they're going to appeal it. So the most unpopular president in the history of the United States is now going to appeal a decision that is wildly popular amongst everybody.
Did you hear the Democratic Party also announced that they will? Well, they didn't announce. There's discussion that if DeSantis wins the re-election in Florida for governor, they're not going to spend upwards of $100 million in the next vote in the next presidential campaign trying to win the Democratic vote because they won't consider Florida a swing state anymore. They'll consider it a red state.
As it should be.
But it was notoriously a big blue state forever.
It was purple for a long time. It was purple. It was purple. No, it was. It was a
purple.
very high. It was a heavy mix of red and blue.
It was a swing state, exactly.
Yeah, it was a very
but
big swing
a
state.
lot of the times, I think it went blue.
If DeSantis,
It's Miami.
well, it's one of the biggest indicators of who's going to win, right? We always talked about Florida, Pennsylvania,
Ohio,
like for whatever reason, Ohio.
Because Ohio's like fucking 10 points.
I know, and who cares? But whatever. Arizona, Nevada, California's another one. I mean,
Vermont for 4 makes no sense.
No.
I really need those 4 points.
It's, the millionaires and the billionaires are the problem in this country.
They never listen to them.
It's like Bernie, it's like, Bernie, can you just die already? Like you're dipping around in an R8 and you got 7 houses.
Shut the fuck up.
You're not
dude.
fucking fooling anybody. But anyway, last thing I wanted to get to before we get off the air is a quick motorsports minute. We've got the Italian Grand Prix Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And F1. F1 has been phenomenal this year, by the way. If you haven't watched F1, all right, if you don't know anything about F1, go on Netflix, even though if you still have it, because for the first time in 10 years, Netflix actually lost subscribers.
Yes.
For the first time in 10 years. That was crazy. That was
kicking people off the thing.
Yeah. If you have Netflix, still go watch Drive to Survive, the F1 documentary.
Formula One, yeah.
It's 4 seasons long. It's fucking phenomenal. I love it. I'm infatuated with it. I'm not a big F1 guy. I like
F1.
I like it, but I'm a motorsports guy. I like motorsports, period.
Right.
F1's just another motorsport that I like. But the drama this year has been phenomenal. And especially the way the season started with the new cars and everything else and the changes in the rules. It's no longer just, Mercedes, Red Bull. It's, Ferraris inserted themselves right into the thick of things.
They're jumping
So
back
you've
up.
got Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari.
Honda Red Bull.
Well, Honda, Red Bull. But you've got those 3 teams, 6 drivers basically vying for spots. You're going to have some first-time winners this year probably, the way things are going. So you got the Italian Grand Prix on Sunday morning. And then Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, you've got the Yellowwood 500 at fucking Dega, bitch.
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait for Sunday. As of tomorrow, when I go to bed tomorrow night, I just want to fast forward through the next 3 days and just get me to Sunday.
Yep.
Because because I'll be at work, but B,
I'll be off, so I can't wait.
because it's Dega, baby.
Yep.
Fucking Dega. If you want to watch a NASCAR race, if you're going to watch any NASCAR race, there's 4 NASCAR races a year. If you are not a NASCAR fan or you don't really care about NASCAR, I would recommend that you watch. There's 2 at Talladega, 2 at Daytona. We've had 1 at Daytona. This is the first one of 2 at Talladega. The next one will be August, the last weekend of August at Daytona, and then you'll have the first weekend of October. I think actually that's the Yellowwood 500. I don't even know what this one's called this week, but whatever. Camping World 500, probably some shit like that.
Some whack
Doesn't
shit.
matter. Who cares? It's Dega, bitch. Dega is the biggest, fastest, best track ever, and I'm just chomping at the fucking bit to see these new cars and the way that they're going to be able to run on these tracks.
They've never ran here with this new car. Right?
This is the first time they'll be taking the next gen cars to Dega. We saw them at Daytona, obviously in the 500, but this is the first time at Dega. A little bit bigger, a little bit faster. Should be a lot more fun. I'm looking forward to it. Sunday is going to be a day of wall-to-wall sports for me. I'll be getting up early as fuck, drinking my mimosas, bagels and lox, a little bit of breakfast from the wife, whatever, and we'll be watching F1, and then I'll be biding my time.
Pizza.
I'm sure there'll be NBA
Word.
playoff games on.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck about baseball because who does? It's April. Call me in August when shit gets interesting.
Yeah, right.
Until then, but I am looking forward to a day of wall-to-wall sports on fucking Sunday. I just cannot wait.
Sure.
Cannot wait for days.
I'm off, so I'll be by.
I'll be running. I'm gonna be running on my my iRacing account.
Yep.
I'm actually going to start a separate YouTube channel for my iRacing account, chronicling my journey through iRacing.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna start a YouTube channel for racing.
No, it's just gonna be. It's just gonna be me. I suck at iRacing right now. Okay, like I'm terrible at it. I want to see from now until this time next year how much better I get, and then when I build my chassis and I have this mega fucking awesome, setup sitting, I don't know, somewhere around here, it'll be sick. I'm probably this fall I'm gonna drop a pretty penny on making a pretty fucking sick simulator for me to drive in at night, and I'm just gonna sit up here and just drive, baby.
Be dope.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's drop it there, boys. Let's get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be back next week. Same time, same place.
Yeah.
Right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. Do you guys have anything to add? Do you want to add anything?
No.
No? We Gucci? We Gooch?
No, I got nothing to add.
I think that's it, bro.
All right. Well, until then, we'll see y'all next week. Be sure to give us a like and a share. And if you listen on Spotify Premium or Apple Podcasts or Amazon Podcasts, please give us those 5-star reviews. We really, really, really appreciate them. I noticed a couple of them we got this week from people. I don't know who you are, but whoever you are, thank you very much.
That's
we
awesome.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Keep following the Row 1 page, and we'll keep providing you with good content, we hope.
Thank you, Miguel.
Miguel, good looks.
Later,
Till
bro.
next
Adios.
week, 8:30. We'll see ya. Peace.